Well, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to Bourbon Neophyte, and I'm Anthony. I hope everyone is doing well tonight and enjoying your afternoon or evening, depending upon where you are in this big ball of what we call the world. I guess a lot of you are here because you saw my thumbnail earlier, and I've always get this question, and it comes up in just about every stream that I visit or I'm on at some point or another, or in some way, shape, or form, we get into hey, if you have friends over, what whiskeys would you share? Do you share with them? And one of the questions that I had put up on there was hey, everyone, take a minute, think of a few whiskeys that you would share. One like for a beginner, one for somebody that's intermediate, and someone that's maybe experienced. And it could be three, it could be four, it could be, I don't care. There's no number, but I just want to know and let's discuss this. And some of you may have a little more input as to why you have this or why you have that. And as we all know, taste is very subjective, palates are different, particularly for me, for you, for your friends or guests that come over, and you want to share. And like we always say, whiskey is for sharing, right? Right. It makes memories. Hence, Storytime Distillery. One of the reasons why Shane and a few other people got that started, because it does make some good stories, good memories, especially when you're sharing your whiskey with family and friends. So that is the premise of this stream tonight. And I'm sure we'll get on many other topics like we normally do. However, I just think it's something that we need to discuss or that we should discuss because I like to try to have some type of topic that we all can talk about and work with while we're talking whiskey. So let's see who is popping in here today on the stream. I know I saw Marty in here and I saw Rob. That's for sure. Yep, there he goes. What's up, Marty? Thanks for popping in. I hope you're all settled in and ready to roll. Also, notice that you're getting ready to do your first live stream again from your new abode there in North Carolina, if I remember correctly. If I'm wrong, let me know. But also, Marty, feel free to put it in the chat that you're doing it. But of course, I'm sure people have already subscribed to you, so they know. But if you haven't, you got to check out Whiskey Knows, that's for sure. Rob, I had no doubt that you would be here. However, like I told you earlier, I was going to email the link, but I popped it up in the chat. If you want to actually join, Marty, you know, you're more than welcome. And of course, anybody else here in chat is welcome also. Hey, Doug, nice to see you here. Cheers, man. Thank you. And hey, while you're all here, do not forget, smash that like button. So some support to the channel. If you are new, if you noticed, I do have turned on that you have to be a subscriber to the channel in order to contribute in chat. Sorry, but as you know, some streams, you get those bots in there and they put things in there that we don't want. But thank goodness I have some great moderators here that hang out in chat. And before I can usually get in there and get rid of them, they're already on it like ticks on a hound dog's ear. So I appreciate my mods and everyone else that looks out while I'm busy just doing what we do here on the stream. So really, really appreciate it. Sugar Kitty, good evening. I hope all is well for you over there on the East Coast. Greg, what is up, sir? Nice to see you. I know it's kind of late there over there in France, but I always appreciate whenever you pop your nose in or just even come into chat to say hello to everybody. And by the way, if you don't know Greg, he has his own channel, Greg's Whiskey Guide, and great supporter of Whiskey Tube in general. If you guys haven't checked him out, please do so. Go to his channel, subscribe, look at his videos, feel free to comment. He does both English and French, of course, kind of just would go to speak because he is French. So, but he also is a wealth of knowledge. And all of you that are on the stream have heard me before talk about our people here in chat and how knowledgeable they are, and also how much I do appreciate you all that are here in chat that contribute to this stream your knowledge of whiskey, be it bourbon, be it Scotch, be it American whiskey, be it rye. We even sometimes go off on a tangent and a wine pops up in there. We don't care about that. You can talk about pretty much anything you want to on here. But I appreciate each and every one of you that are here and that are in chat and contribute to this stream that make it what it is. Richie Z, what is up, man? I really do appreciate seeing you here. There is another guy there that he really has a palate, if you all don't know. And if you ever seen some of his posts and some of his evening nightcaps that he posts on Instagram, kind of makes me jealous sometimes. Like, ooh, I want to try that. Or, God, I should have had that tonight instead of what I had. But again, he is also a great, great supporter of us all here, not only on this channel, but Whiskey Tube in general. Yeah, thanks, Greg. I had to ask the boys if they mind if I use that, because I just don't want to put somebody's picture up and not at least get their permission, even though I was 100% sure none of those boys in that picture would object to it. But the whole premise of this stream is sharing your whiskey with friends. And those are all friends of mine that I would love to at any time share whiskey with. So you had Adam in there, you got Nick in there, you got Will, and of course me. And yes, I don't look quite the same, but if you put the beard on, I left the glasses on so that you guys can make the connection that, oh yeah, that's me on the end there. Well, it is. But really great people there, and I appreciate them for allowing me to go ahead and use that and make that thumbnail. It was quick, it was easy, and to the point. Sharing whiskey with friends. Z-Man, what's up, man? You started at Scotch Down Under. I think we all did. I think one of my first videos I really got into was Matt Porter over at ADHD Whiskey, and then of course Mash and Drum with Jason, and then Scott on My Bourbon Journey. When I was in or getting into whiskey, or really wanting to know more and really understand the spirit and the craft that goes into making that spirit they put in the bottle, that's kind of got me off on my journey as far as really liking Whiskey Tube and what some of these channels have done and have contributed to Whiskey Tube. And as you all know, I know some of you are great supporters of those channels too, because I see you there whenever I get a chance to pop on. That really, really is great to have those types of resources. But again, let me go back to what I said. It's you that really make this for me. It makes my job so much easier, is having this channel and having these types of discussions, and hopefully that we all take something from it, learn something from it, because that's what I want to do. That's the kind of channel I want to have. I want to have these open discussions. I want to have people come on and let's discuss whiskey and so on and so forth, and just enjoy ourselves and have a few pours and just talk about something that we all like. Alex, what's up, man? Glad to see the Canadians have popped in, that's for sure. Let me run through chat. Hey, James, all right. Man, I'm seeing you everywhere today. I mean, everywhere. Alan had a good stream today, didn't he, James? I enjoyed it. It's one of the first times I really could sit and watch Alan's stream and listen to what he's talking about. And one thing I really was glad to hear too is that I'm not the only one talking about it, which I think a lot of people are on Whiskey Tube, is the prices of whiskey in general, from the bourbon to the Scotch to whatever it is that you particularly like. These price increases and just prices in general all over the world. So not only here in the States, but over in the UK, and talking to other people in Ireland and Australia, that, some of these prices are just getting to be ridiculous. But, we do our best to kind of stay on top of things as to where these prices are and how much fluctuation there is between the US, Canada, UK, France, Australia, Ireland, Germany. I could go on. We have people, very diverse crowd that, comes in here, and we do what we do. We chat about whiskey, and we all hate to pay the prices, but there are times that we all just bite the bullet and go, yes, I'm going to buy it because I really want that bottle. And you save up and you buy it, and you have a little bit of remorse until you pop that cork and you go, man, I am so glad I bought it. But yet you savor every drop of that bottle because of what you paid for it. That is for sure. So there we go. Greg's saying hi. Who else we got here? Oh, Bourbon Baller's here. What's up, man? Cheers, brother. Nice to see you here. Isaiah, what's up, man? Nice to see you too. Glad to see that you can make it over here. Let me move down into the stream there. We got everybody just saying hello and cheers. I'm passing over a few because it's great that to see everybody here. Andrew, what's up, man? Nice to see you. I hope everything is going well for you. I haven't made it out, did any hunting today at some of our normal spots, Andrew. I was lazy is really what it was. I just did a few things here around the house, kind of just hung out, did some stuff with the shelf. I had to reorganize some stuff, look at some stuff, and what do I got in here, and work on my inventory list and doing things of that nature, because as you all know, you need to know what you got on the shelf. So I just had to look and see, and I'm like, ooh, I've got a few unopened bottles here. I'm gonna have to work on getting a review or something like that done on there. What the heck, I just have to know. Who do we got here? Oh, look, Bourbon's here. How are you, buddy? I hope all is well as going with you. Did your palate come back? I know Friday you were still with it, and I know you were under the weather before that, and so just wondering, how'd everything go? Are you doing all right? Are you hanging okay? But I meant to send you a text, just didn't get around to it because, like I said, I was just a bit lazy today. Tim Evans, what's up, man? Cheers. Glad to see that you're here. How's everything over there in Illinois? Hope it's well. Hope you're having some good weather, because it was awful here. I think we were up into the 80s, high 70s, mid 80s. So for those of you on the other side of the world, 25, 27 degrees Celsius, help you out there a little bit. Let's see what else. Who else do we have here in chat? I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, there we go. I figured you'd pop in there, and Scott, feel free once you're done eating. If you have time, you're more than welcome to pop on. That's why I just posted the link today. Like I said to Rob, I was going to send out an email to him when he and I chatted earlier, but I just popped it in there. I figured if anyone wants to pop on, feel free to do it. Hey, Cohen. Yeah. I just can't stand those. And that's why I did that. Got to be a sub. I just want to keep that stuff out, but just don't, I'm just not a fan of it. Nobody is. I just think that it just takes away from the whole script or whatever you want to call it, just the program itself. And, where you got to, oh, did you see this? Oh, hey, someone get rid of that. Yeah. I'm just not into that. Whiskey is made to share with friends, family, and even strangers. Absolutely. I am on 100% agreement with that, because I have grabbed samples and taken it over to a bottle shop that I go to, liquor store here in Vegas, and I have shared samples. I've taken a bottle. Matter of fact, the new release out of Utah, the Bourbon, that Nick hand delivered to me. They haven't tried it because it's just not released here. You have to go to Utah to get it. And so I made that arrangement, and I took it over there because they all wanted to try it. And, I shared a few drops out of it. I said, take whatever you want, pour it in a glass, taste it. That's exactly what it's for. I mean, they all loved it. And they go, oh man, we're gonna have to go to St. George and see if we can't pick it up. I said, it's still there. I said, if I remember correctly, that particular Bourbon, they released 4,500 bottles. If someone's in there that knows for sure, put it in the chat and I'll catch up to it here in a little bit. And, we'll confirm or deny that. But I think that's what Nick told me, that they released that much out there. Oh, delayed in the airport. Well, see, I haven't been delayed in an airport in a long, long time. That is for sure. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Rich. That's what I want to say. I saw you posting different links up there. There's Marty's link. If no one is subscribed to Marty, so please make sure you do. You know, he is a good supporter of not only this channel, but others also. And I didn't see, Richie, if you put Scott's on there at all. But if you did, sorry if you didn't. You get Scott's on there too, because, you know, Scott has his. And if you definitely like bourbon and you like sports, particularly football, boom, see Scott. That's for sure, because he has some. Big Vic may pop in, Big Vic's Backyard BS. If you just want to go and kick it because you have nothing better to do and Big Vic is on, there's a stream for you to go to too. It's just a bunch of people just sitting back and just plain BS. That's all it is, and talking whiskey. You know, there's a like I said, there's just a lot of good people on Whiskey Tube, and just love to have a channel and sit back with you all and have a drop and basically and big talk about your day, talk about what happened. I mean, it's a great little spot that he's got there, as he just has a venue for people just to come and just like we do here and talk about whiskey. So let's see. Oh yeah, Greg was on Ken's stream today and showing some fantastic bottles. And if you don't know about Greg, he pretty much has a great palate and does a lot of tastings, not just in his own personal type of, let's just say like I have here. No, he actually gets invited to different things to do tastings and let people know how these particular expressions really are. So when I say he has a palate, that man has a palate when it comes to whiskey. Uh, Also, he's the one that schooled me on Armagnac, because I'm just kind of starting to get into Armagnac, and I've got a few samples of it, and I was like, wow, this stuff is really, really good. And a little side, lately I started sipping on cognac and learning some things about the differences in cognac and where it comes from and how it is. And another wormhole. I'm not going to go down that road right now, but man, uh, I have had some decent pours of cognac that made me go, wow. Haven't added any yet, but again, that probably will be something I will be looking into down the road, because once you get into bourbons, and now I'm into scotches and ryes, you know, it's like, whoa. However, there are some really good cognacs, some really good Armagnac out there at decent prices, and particularly the Armagnac, you can get some very nice aged Armagnac for very reasonable prices, but you just have to check your area. And again, if you really want to know more about that, talk to Greg. He can explain the whole thing to you, and he has to me. So use him. I mean, he is a wealth of knowledge there. Let's see what else is going on here in chat, and then we'll get into the actual topics here. Okay. See, like I said, we got a lot of people in chat that know different things, and boom, we got Greg here. So boom. That's funny you should be on Disco for. I held that bottle today and I went, man, I haven't sipped that in a little bit, Doug. And I'm like, and you know me, I'm a Bardstown fan, and I was looking at my Fusion series. I'm like, I haven't had any of that in a while. Yeah, Ken had a good stream today, particularly when Greg was on there, and then Jonathan came in, and then of course we got on the little thing about watches, and as you know, I like watches, but Ken's a real big watch fan too, and so are a bunch of other people that pop on. You know, we just don't, like I said, we just don't always hover on Scotch or bourbon or ryes. We kind of talk about different things, particularly on Ken's channel. There you go. Yeah, always got to say because you never know who you miss on there. That's for darn sure. Oh, okay. High Coast Timber to the U.S. How peaty is it? Oh, yeah. Y'all know I don't mind a little peat. So, yeah, that would be interesting. That's for sure. Let's see. There you go. There's Scott's thing. He put it on there. Perfect. I just had a brief uh, brain fade there, Scott. I forgot you're a mod, so you can post your link. So there's Scott's link. Feel free. Took an Elijah Craig 18 Weller foolproof pick, Elijah Craig barrel proof pick, old chatter, and it's all gone. Shared with friends at World of Whiskey. That's right. I forgot you went down there. Yes, 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 yes. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm hearing rumblings now through Whiskey Tube that that was a good event down there. I mean, really, really good event down there. Maybe we'll get some people on here later or next week and that went that can just talk about it because I'm kind of anxious to hear what they have to say and what they did down there and how it all went. You hear bits and pieces from this person and that person who went, and it's a good time. It's a good time, that's for sure. That is for sure. Oh, Greg answered Cohen here. Uh, okay, so there you go. Let's see. Let's just get through this chat and see what's what. Everyone's saying hello still, and that is perfect. Yeah, it is. It's going. What I did was I forgot to limit the chat a little bit, Greg, so it slows down so I could keep up. But you know what? I can't remember to tick every little box on this, and I don't know why it won't save it as your default settings once you do it. But I forgot about that. And generally, I'll slow it down a little bit so I can keep up a little better. But that's okay. It's all right. This is just like live television. This is just how it goes. Yeah, I do not know either. Cohen, you are more up on different things like that, and anyone else on a particular scotches. Let us know if you have the answers and stuff to that. It is. It is. I was on different channels today, and a lot of the people that were on those channels, I've seen on other channels. I've seen on my channel, and saw them on Ken's channel this morning, and just we all bounce around. But like I said, there's some good information out there, and there's just a bunch of good people in here, and I just wish I could have spent more time today perusing YouTube than I really did. But we all got little things that we just got to do. We just got to do. That's for sure. Okay. What do we got? Oh, Hanging's in here. I must have missed you. Oh, there he is. Yeah, sorry, Hanging. Didn't mean to miss you, but I'm scrolling through the chat here trying to keep up, and as long as Arizona's present, we are all good. We are all good. Cheers, man. Appreciate that. Hey, those of you that just popped in, I see we're jumping up on the people viewing. Remember, hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please do and click on that bell so you get the notifications. That's for sure. Whoops. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I am sure Bourbon can still give us some good notes, even with his diminished palate lately. Hey, Evil, what's up, man? Viva Las Vegas is right. It was a nice day here, a little cloudy, but still nice and warm with a breeze. So I really just sat on the porch and vegged out there. Honestly, that's pretty much what I did. That's for sure. Oops, sorry. My hand slipped on the mouse. All right, let's get finish up with these chats and let's get into it. So I hope people have kind of thought about what they wanted to share or would share and what's something that they would give to somebody that's new to bourbon, somebody that's intermediate, and some that that has an advanced palate and would appreciate pretty much anything from the left to the right, or whatever you pretty much would throw at them. That's for sure. All right, let's go down here. Okay. Exactly. That's exactly what I said, Andrew. I take things over to a couple of bottle shops and just let them share it and taste it. They particularly got a store pick from High West that they got and weren't able to try. However, I had one very similar to what they were getting from another place, so I brought it in so they could try, so they had an understanding of what they were going to get, and they were like, "Wow, this is good." And I says, "Well, if yours is as good as this, then you're going to have a hitter." That's the bottom line. Yeah, Hanging, you got to go. And you definitely have to go and check out Greg Hanging. He's got some good stuff in there, and it's well worth it. Yep, sub to Marty without a doubt. Hey, 21090, cheers, man. Glad to see you can make it. Always nice to see them big channels pop in to see us smaller ones here, that's for sure. And then you say Big Vic, boom, there he is. I mean, like I said, if you guys haven't subscribed to Big Vic yet, it's Backyard BS. That's it. I popped on last night, but I was having a little streaming issues for some reason. It just was freezing up, but who knows? Seems to be doing well right now. No problems. Let me knock on wood there. And let's hope it just keeps on going that way. Uh, I say that all the time, man. All the time. Did anybody catch Independent Joe's stream with Whiskey Wars? That was a good stream. I watched that and then I popped over to Whiskey Wars and chatted with him a bit on his channel. And then, of course, Independent Joe come over. That was another good little after party after that, and which I thought it was good and just goes to show you. And Sean will say he's not the best at discerning A, B, and C, but it has nothing to do with it. It's just fun. It's the experience, and you got to try different whiskeys that you may not have tried. So he did a flight and he got it. He tried it. Hey, they tied. Is really what it come down to be. It's no winner, no loser, other than maybe a little bragging rights, but it's all just fun. And you got to experience some different whiskeys that you might not get to experience, otherwise. That's for sure. Okay. Thanks, Richie. There's Big Vic's link. So, guys, please go over there and make sure you hit him up. Yeah, Ken is something else on his channel. That is for sure. I just enjoy it. The pace of his channel is just, and you can follow along. Yeah, the chat sometimes gets going, but it happens to us all. It happens to us all. Oh, I knew Marty'd stick his head back in there sooner or later. I knew that for sure. Okay, let's move through here. Everyone's cheers. Yep. Perfect. Scott, Alex, all the regulars in here. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Yeah, there's some bad ones out there, and there are some really good ones. And I definitely don't know them when it comes to Armagnac. But again, Greg's another resource. You can always message him. Like I said, don't be afraid to use it. That's for sure. All right, let's move down here and let's see what's up. All right, let me move this whiskey food dude. There you go. What's up, man? Just caught you on there. Yeah, so far so good, man. Stream's going good. Internet's holding out, so I am really happy. I really, truthfully didn't do much the last 2 days. Just puttered around the house, like I said, and was a little bit lazy. It is from France, and it's not whiskey. It comes from grapes. So, like I said, there you can get your schooling from Greg, and which he helped me, and it was like, ooh, this is perfect. It was just, yeah, it was good. Oh, good. You subbed to Greg? Perfect. Yeah, we say this all the time. There's so many channels out there, and it's hard to believe that you missed some of them. And then when you find them, it's like, how did I not know about this? Or how did I not know about that? Well, there's so many. And then when you even go to those channels and you look at the chat and you go, God, I don't know anybody in here. There are so many people out there interested in what we have to say or interested in this particular topic. You know, it's it's just amazing. And then, today I was on a few, and I'm like, wow, look at all these people from all over the world. That's for sure. Yep, yep, yep. Trust me, we all have those. That is for sure. We all have those. So you're getting into some weeders. Yeah. Um, the weeders to me are good. You either like them or you don't. It's like a rye. You either like it or you don't. Some people don't like the dill or the mint taste in a rye. I don't too much get the dill. Once in a while, I will get the mint. It's not a note that I always pick up in a rye, but I do. Slapshot. Evening, bud. Nice to see you. Commandant Lou, great to see you. Um, Commandant Lou is also another good supporter of Whiskey Tube. I see him around, particularly on Whiskey Wars. Another great guy that you know is a supporter of us all. I mean, he makes he makes the rounds too. Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know where it was from. I was like, I don't think I have heard of that, Cohen, but okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yep, yep. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. Let's move down here and see. Okay. Wow. I mean, the chat has just blown up, but that's fine. We're gonna shoot right down to the bottom here, and we are going to move on. So let's just get into it. And in there, why don't you guys put on there your top three or top four that you would share? One being a a bourbon, a scotch, or whatever that for a beginner, somebody that's for intermediate, and somebody that has an advanced palate and you want to wow them. Say, hey, how about try this? I don't think you've had that. So for me, in particular, what I'm going to say is this: is I have my favorites. I have this. I have that. My opinion is my opinion. Doesn't mean it's right or wrong. Just like your opinion is your opinion. It doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It's just what you feel. But however, you've had people come over and you're sharing some of your whiskey, and you realize either their palate is more developed or not so developed. So you will move your recommendations. So none of these are set in stone, but it's just one of those things where I thought, hey, let's talk about this a little bit and go from there. So for me, and I think it's something that everyone has something very similar to. And the first one that I went to, which I personally haven't tried, however, it is a good bourbon for the money. Um, but it's just not something that I am dying to open. However, I did receive one as a gift. And if somebody was new to bourbon, and as many times as I've had this discussion with people, this one has come up as a great starter. Of course, Basil Hayden's 80 proofer. Um, Everyone says you just can't go wrong with that. It has a good flavor. It's not overbearing. It's not overpowering. It's not going to just, you know, burn their tongue out of their mouth the whole 9 yards. It's something that people can get into and start their journey and move up from there. Some never. I mean, I heard a guy a couple of weeks ago looking for a couple bottles of that, and he goes, "This is all I drink." He doesn't go to the left, he doesn't go to the right. He grabs 2 bottles of that about every 2 weeks. I guess he goes through a bottle a week. I just kind of overheard the conversation, but that's his thing. The clerk at the store tried to, show him a few other things that are very similar, and he was like, "Okay, great, but this is what I like," and he walked out. You like what you like. That's exactly what it comes down to. You like what you like. Top dog, yeah. My beginner is McKenna 10-year. My intermediate going to be Blue Note. For a special person, I'm going to say I'm going to go to King of Kentucky. Okay, I haven't had the Blue Note. However, I do know that that's a good drop. McKenna 10, absolutely. I have it. Let me move this over. Never overlook the old tub, that's for sure. I do actually like that. But yeah, there it is. I know it's around here somewhere. I looked at it today. Absolutely. This was when I was pouring my stuff, pulling my stuff out. I actually had that and was trying to figure out, where could I go with that? Where could I go with that? But I decided, that's something that everyone talks about. So I kind of just left it where it was, and I picked the Basil Hayden's. However, there's another one that I think is good for a beginner or even an intermediate. I pulled it out because it's always good. The Elijah Craig small batch. Now, I don't particularly mix, but I got this bottle, not this one, but I got a bottle of this for somebody that's new into bourbon and wanted to make a mixed drink. And I gave them the Pendleton 12-year rye, let them try it, and they really liked it. So they wanted something very similar to it. And so my wife and I were out a little over a month ago, and I picked up that actual bottle. And I says, "You know what? No, that bottle's only an 80 proof. Let me jump up to 94, because if they're going to mix it, I think you need a little more proof in a mix. So because whatever you're mixing with, you don't want it to just be flat, in my opinion." And that Elijah Craig in the 94 to me is delicious. It really is. I like it. And so I picked her up that bottle, and I haven't heard a bad thing from her since. Either she likes it or she's never going to talk to me again. I don't know. But I'm sure I would have found out by now, because my wife teaches with her husband. So Greg says, for beginners, Michter's Sour Mash. Do you know, I don't own a Michter's and haven't even tried one yet. I've been saying that I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I just haven't. I haven't done it. Glenn Morangi for, I guess, intermediate. Oh, Powers. That's funny. You should choose an Irish, Greg, because I kind of went back and forth on adding an Irish on there, because I've got a Slane that I have purchased, and I couldn't believe the flavor in that for such an economical Irish whiskey for like $27 US. And there's just so many good ones to put in this lineup that I was like, oh, I actually played with this for a little bit as I was sitting here going through the shelves and pulling different things out and thinking about this topic. There was just so many different avenues you can go. But it's interesting to hear. Now, also, you picked the Nika, a Japanese one. Well, I don't own any Japanese whiskey, but that's an interesting lineup and pick, I think. Never even thought, unfortunately, about the Japanese malts or line of whiskeys, but they are exceptional, some of them. Of course, just like anything else, some of them are just plain shitters. They're just no good. That's for sure. Russell 10-year, not too high proof. Yeah, okay. And exactly. Gert from Whiskey Lover Society, he just reviewed 1792 small batch. And one of the things he commented was the oak in it. Well, compared to Scotch, bourbon is all fresh, charred, new oak barrels. So you are going to get oakiness out of it more so than you would in a Scotch. So and that's one of the things I said, you're going to get that. And of course, I've got the 12-year, I've got the sweet wheat, I've got the bottled and bond, I've got the single barrel, I've got the foolproof and blah, 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 blah. They're up there. They're all good in their own right. They're all exceptional pours and drinks. I mean, they're great. You can't go wrong. And like I said to him, after he has another pour or two out of it, leave it sit. That small batch gets even better. It's hard to believe. I think he said he was going to add a couple of drops of water to it, and he may have in the review, but I just don't remember that. But generally, he will add a few drops of water to his whiskey as he reviews it to see how it changes. Now, Four Roses, Greg, I wasn't a huge fan of, although I do have a Four Roses here. There it is. It's like I just had it out because I looked at it. I do have a Four Roses. I actually tried this at a restaurant. I wasn't overly impressed with it, but it wasn't terrible. And I told my wife, yeah, it's not anything I'm going to go and run and buy, but she picked it up as kind of a stocking stuffer for me for the holidays. So I have it. And yes, that was another one because of the ABV at 45. Yeah, 45%. I said, that would be good for a beginner or maybe even an intermediate who wants to try something a little different, because Four Roses is a little different than some other stuff on there. My rye for beginners, Old Forester, not too much rye spice, not too much proof, but enough of each to introduce the category. Yes, and I will say also, don't overlook the Elijah Craig rye. I don't think that is a bad rye at all for a beginner. I think that rye is delicious. As I have a backup up there right now because I'm down to a little bit in my bottle, and at $29 is what I think it is out here. You just can't go wrong with that. You just can't. It's a great value. It's a great tasting rye to me. So that being said, when I picked the Elijah Craig, there's another one that we don't talk about, but I have seen it recently pop up, is Hirsch. So that could either be for the beginner or for the intermediate at 92 proof. Let me look. Yep, 92. I don't have all these committed to memory. I do look at them and I try to, but it's just impossible. But I think that also is a good bourbon. At first, when I did the first pour of that on the neck pour, and I never reviewed it, I've just been drinking it. But it didn't wow me. It wasn't bad or anything like that. It was just like, eh. So I drank the first glass and I poured just a drop more, and that was that. And I let it go. When I say I left it go for a couple of weeks, just because you get so much and you start doing other things, and you just plain forget what's what. So I went back to it over the last few weeks, and man, that bottle is just slowly going because it has just opened up well. It has great flavor, great sweetness with a little spice. And let me read the mash bill to you, because one of the things I noticed was that rye spice, because how it grabbed my tongue, and I love a bourbon that has that rye spice to it. And I'm like, man, this is, I didn't notice it on the first pour, because like I said, I'm not a big believer in all neck pours are bad, because I tell people, well, if you take the bottle and you go like this when it's full and go like that, is it still a neck pour? No, but I'm being funny. But anyway, the mash bill on this, it's 94% 4-year, 11-month-old bourbon with 75 corn, 21 rye, and 4% barley. The next is 6% 6-year, 8-month bourbon that's 60 corn, 36 rye, and 4 malted barley. Love that rye spice in there, but I didn't think it was a zinger. In other words, it wasn't, holy smokes, that's pepper, that's white pepper, that's, no, I just thought it was pleasant. It's a great sipper with good flavor. And these are generally under $40, depending upon where you are, $35 right in there. There are other expressions, and unfortunately, this is the only one that is available to me. So if you guys see this, don't be afraid to pick that up. It's good. Now, some people may not agree with me on this. Others Will, especially Whiskey Mountains. Uh, I know um, she's going to appreciate it. But if you're kind of a middle of the road person and you want just a solid bourbon, I'm sorry. My dad will even agree on this. He loves the Knob Creek Nine. He will pour this day in, day out. So, of course, I had to make sure I have a bottle because, as you know, our camping season is soon approaching, and I will be open up. Some people call it a caravan. We call it a trailer here in the U.S. RV, whatever. But it's getting to be that time of year, and I have to make sure at least I have that for Dad. But at 100 proof, it's a solid pour every time, particularly if you like the peanut. Another one that I think is good too, and we've talked about it in the middle, is I think the Knob Creek Rye is good for between the beginner and the intermediate who want another solid rye that you just you can't go wrong with, and particularly at the price that they have for it. What's James got here? Michter's US 1 American whiskey for taste of original uh, Curious Alba and Glencamden for the multi-used version of the same. Okay, gotcha. Um, Again, I haven't had Michter's, and I'm just going to have to break down and get a couple of the expressions, but I've been holding out for like the toasted barrels or something like that. But you know what? At the prices they're getting for them, between $300 and $450 for a bottle of that, I just said it's just not worth it to me. I definitely would have to taste a drop or two before I would really save up to find a bottle and buy that. It's just, I just don't, I just think it's out of sight. I just think the price is out of sight for what it is. Yeah, I can't guarantee somebody wouldn't do it, but yeah, uh, yeah, it's just not something that I particularly do. But if people do it, they do it. I'm good with it. It's their channel. They do what they want, and I'm happy with what they do. Greg can. That's one thing. Greg can break things down for us. I mean, he really can. Particularly when you get into scotches, he's like Ken. They're almost like an encyclopedia of knowledge and so on and so forth. Now, for what you write there, Greg, that bullet rye, I don't care what anyone says. You cannot go wrong with bullet rye as an everyday one to have on yourself. I think it's really good. Yes, Four Roses Singleberry is cheaper than Michter's. That is for sure. That is for sure. Now that M1 single barrel at 86 proof, absolutely bottled and bond, top dog. That is a great starter, and it's great for anybody to have on their bar. I don't care what it is. It is just a good solid bourbon for the price. You can't go wrong with it. And I know a lot of people that buy it specifically as a mixer because it's not an 80 proofer. It's 86. It has something to it, so it doesn't lose itself if you mix it. And I'm just going to use Coca as an example. So if you mix it with something, it doesn't lose that punch, if that makes sense. So let's move through the chat here a little bit. And someone else that knows a lot, and I've said this before to him and stuff like that, but is Sugar Kitty. He knows different things about whiskeys that it just baffles me. But I guess when you talk about it enough, you read about it enough, and you've experienced a few expressions, you can't help but retain and learn. And that's one of the things that I think is good about this channel and other channels that I go on and frequent are you all, like I've said before, the people in your knowledge and what you're willing to let us all know, whether we accept it or not. That doesn't make a difference. It's just this information that's coming out, I think is just amazing. And Sugar Kitty is another one that's just amazing when it comes to the knowledge of whiskey. Maker's 46 calf strength, absolutely. Maker's is a great one. The Pikesville rye, I haven't had a chance to experience that, Adam, but I do know from listening to you and others that it is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Now, Woodford, I'm just not a fan of. I'm going to have to probably come to Arizona and sample all of yours before I would make a decision hanging. But rare breed, Lost Monarch. Let me move this over. Rare breed. There's my Redwood Empire. Is that the Lost Monarch? No, that's the Emerald Giant, but it's up there. But, don't overlook Pipe Dream either. I think it's good. What are we at here? Yeah, 45 ABV. Haven't mentioned it, but Eagle Rare is another good one that, we could always throw in there. That's for sure. Bushmills has its place, Greg, and you're not the only one to make a comment that you like certain particular expressions in Bushmills, and that they're getting a few extra because it's at a good price, and they want to be able to enjoy it, and they know with everything going on that the prices are just going up and up and up, so they want to be able to take advantage of it and put a couple in the bunker. All right, Richie, let's see what Richie has to say. Michter's American, and everybody's you're I think the third person, Richie, that come up with Michter's American. I am going to definitely have to get a bottle of that now. Intermediate, Four Roses small batch select. Yep. Advanced, Any Russell single barrel store pick wild turkey, bottled and bond. So yeah, well, I'd love to have that. But again, I also pulled out because you can't roll this out for anybody, be it a beginner, be it somebody that's intermediate, or somebody that drinks whiskey. They know that this is a solid drinker. They know, and you'll tell when I lift this thing up that, we all know this is a solid drinker. It is. I have Old Granddad 114 up there. It's a solid drinker also. And so there's so many ways we can go when we're talking this whiskey, like what we want to offer or what we all drink from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum. I mean, it's phenomenal. I mean, I'm just enjoying reading this stuff. I'm sorry, I'm just slow on chat, but you guys got to reply and I've got to reply. And it's like, oh yeah, well, you can go this way and you can go that way, or you can do this or you can do that. It's just phenomenal. And you know what, too? I haven't even filled my glass. I'm so engrossed in everything that's going on here. I'm going to have to do that. Love the vanilla triple distillation. So that Slane that I was talking about, Greg, you just hit it right there. Triple distillation, loads of vanilla, caramel almost, just viscosity. I know it's 40 ABV, but damn, I like it. And it's really, really good. That's for sure. And Tom Doug, you are absolutely right. That's what I was just saying. There are so many ways we can go, so many ways. And then if we even ask Donald, which way would he go? God, I bet you right now he could just blast off 5 different whiskeys that he would love to share with friends from the beginner to the more advanced. And then once he starts, he could branch off. Oh, well, if you're a beginner, then go this way. Or if you're intermediate, you like this, well, then let's go this way. Or, oh, I don't want to say advanced because we're drinkers, but you know what I'm saying. But, oh, well, then, hey, you'll like this and go this way and this way. I mean, there's so many other fingers that go off of it. So to narrow down just a few is tough. So I'm enjoying the way this conversation is really just branching off. Really, it's great. Really great. No, Z-Man, I am not going to argue with you. Okay. Well, Glen Camden 10, absolutely. Glen Scotia 15, oh, little Victoriana, maybe something like that. Signatory. Oh, yes. I'm not Sugar Kitty as usual. Your palate is exemplary. That is for sure. I haven't had any Yellowstone yet, Doug. I have put it in my hand several times. Now I'm going to have to, we all have a list of, oh, when we go in, we're going to look at this, we're going to look at that. But then we have that top 5, top 10 that we're kind of really looking for, and it's easy to go to the left or go to the right. Um, I'm going to have to put one of those in the old trolley or cart, and next time I go out and experience that, because I prefer 100 proof and north. However, some expressions that are at the 90, 95, 98, for their expression, their distillates in that bottle, that seems to be the mark. And so I'm enjoying some that are at lower than 100 proof, which is absolutely fine. I mean, to each his own every day, that's for sure. To each his own. Let's see. Oh, here comes Marty. Small batch select, you're Marty, exactly right. Exactly right. Oh, I know you like the Elijah Craig rye, Marty. There was no doubt in my mind. And one of the things I laughed at when I pulled it out, I go, if I don't pull this out, Marty is going to come in, he's going to say something, and there you go. I knew you would chime in, especially when it comes to rye, because you and I both love that rye. It's just so good. It's definitely a hitter. It's not a shitter. That's for sure. Old Forester 84 is 2 ethanol forward, and that I would, let me get my bifocals in it. To me, Old Forester 84 is 2 ethanol forward, that I wouldn't go that direction. I haven't tried what I call the lower proof Old Forester. I like just the standard bottled and bond Old Forester Sugar Kitty 100 proof. My wife picked this up for me. She just saw it and says, hey, that's a good price. And it's 100 proof, because that's what she looked at. She said, do you think you'll like it? And I go, oh, yeah. I says, I like bananas. And she looks at me and goes, what? And I said, it's just a taste you get in there, bananas. I said, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh yeah. I don't know why you haven't picked it up already, Hanging AZ. Lot 40, I see it here. The Lot 40, I do see it here at Total Wine, and I think I see it at Liquor Lineup too. I think it's there over here. Sipping on some ECR right now. Tasty. Oh, Elijah Craig. Well, it is tasty. You're not going to beat it. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to pour, but let me get through this. I'm going to take a sip of water because I'm getting dry. But yeah, I agree with you. You cannot beat it. Marty says Starlight Rye at $39 is an amazing rye for the money. I haven't seen it here yet. I am well aware of it. And again, if it's under $50 and it's readily available, and somebody with Marty's palate says it's good, I'm willing to spend $40 on it and give it a whirl. If not, I can always send it to him. Always send it to him. Oops, sorry, didn't work. As well as bomb burgers. Its creation was no film, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm just happy with this Hirsch. Like I said, that's the only expression. I know there's other ones. I don't know the names of them offhand, but there are other expressions in the Hirsch. But again, if it's in your guys' area, yeah, feel free to get that. See, I don't get citrus forward notes from rye, Hanging AZ. I just don't. It's just not something I pick up on. Just like some people get the mint, I don't always get the mint. If you talk to Adriana, she can't stand the dill or the mint, and she's not fond of ryes. Period. However, a high rye bourbon, she will drink. She Whiskey Mountain. She doesn't. She does not have a problem with some of those because she has them. So, oh, they're good. Well, she's starting that upward climb. Eventually she'll make it to a 95.5 rye one of these days. One of these days. Some of the whiskeys I've tried over the years were way better at neck pour than after, but you're right. But it's not the majority, and I agree with you there. Like I said, I don't, I don't believe or I don't buy into all that hype about a neck pour. They're not all great. I do believe that it will get better once it opens up a bit and a little oxidation gets in there. So you change what I call change the air in the bottle, get a pour in there, get it down to the shoulder, leave it set a bit. I do believe in that. I do believe that it opens up because I've experienced it. And those of you know, I don't have the bottle right at hand, but I will say this, someone that's an intermediate, and it's one of my favorite bottles. It was one of the first videos I ever did on Whiskey Tube. And this was the backup bottle I bought for it when I finished it. Boom. You all know I love my Wilderness Trail. So this was the backup bottle that I bought to replace the first bottle I ever got. And oh my gosh, I just love this. This is a standard expression. It's not a store pick or anything like that. $42, 45 bucks. And this is bottle 249 of 250. I hunted for 250. I just couldn't find it. It just wasn't in there. But this is a great, great sipper, a great one to share. I don't care if you're intermediate or beginner. I don't think it's overpowering or anything like that. But for me, too, is something I would like to share with someone that has a palate that's an intermediate and more advanced. Is it's always good to me is just a E.H. Taylor small batch. I have the single barrel, but you know what? I find myself enjoying the small batch much better because it's just more consistent. I've tasted the single barrels in the E.H. Taylor that are out of this world. Then I've had some that are just, they're good. But if you put it up next to my small batch, I like the small batch better. And I love E.H. Taylor. But that's also another one that the small batch is, $35, $40 bourbon, let's say, but you're not going to find it for the $40 price range anymore. I'm seeing it 60 and north. And the single barrel, 160 bucks for E.H. Taylor and a single barrel. I'm like, are you high? You have got to be kidding me. Oh, dude, thanks, Mark. I'd love to get to 200 subs, but it's me. It'll get there when it gets there. But my goal is by my birthday to at least hit 250, and that's in June. But I'm not holding my breath or anything like that. However, you never know what happens. That's for sure. Let's see here. Let's keep moving down. So I have a bottle of Elmer, Marty. I got it. You don't see it, but it's up there right next to another bottle. I bought it, and I'm going to give that one to my dad because he talks about it. He's never had it, but I'm going to do that. And then the old Rip Van Winkle I got, I'm going to bring that up there because it'll be, like I said, camping season's coming, and my birthday will open one, and then his will open the Elmer. So you know which one we're probably going to open on my birthday. Can you guess which one? Because I got it. I'm going to try it. That's for sure. You don't buy bottles like that and not try it. You have both the 86 and the 100, lean towards the 86 in the summer. You know what? For me, proof doesn't make a difference in summer, winter, or whatever. It's what I like. What I don't like is because, as you know, just like you have hanging, it's so darn hot where we are in the summertime. I don't like to add ice or anything like that to my whiskey. I like it neat. What I do like to use, and I have tried it and it works well, whiskey stones. Keep them in the freezer when it's a warm day and I'm outside and I don't want the whiskey to warm up more than what it is. I'll drop one or two of those stones in there if I'm outside just sitting on a warmer day and enjoying the air. I'll drop some whiskey stones in there because it will cool it down, but it won't water it down and it won't lose its flavor. So I do like those. I do like those. One of the super simple bourbons you like is the Jim Beam Signature Craft 12-year-old. Yeah, I have never seen that at all, Greg. Not at all. Well, yeah, I haven't tasted either or, but I will say this, Sugar Kitty, if you say that that's the one to pick as Michter's American, then that's the one I would look for. I can assure you that. I can assure you of that. Hey, I need all the help I can get, James. There's no doubt about that. The core range, yeah. Well, they're here. I just gotta, like I said, I just gotta put them in the basket, take it up to the counter and get it. I just haven't done it. And my wife's grabbed them several times and says, "Here, here, here." I just found other things like tomato and cast strength or something like that. Now, ooh, let me have that instead because I don't see that all the time. But those standard expressions of Michter's, yes, I do. Oh, 1792, Greg, if you can find a small batch, if you can find a bottled and bond, if you can find a sweet wheat, a 12-year, a full proof, a single barrel from 1792, buy it. I like them. And I don't have a problem with it. I'm out of the small batch, so I will have to pick up another one. That's the only one I don't have. I have all the rest. I like the sweet wheat. There are days I'm just into a weeder. So yeah, I don't have a problem with 1792 at all. Elijah Craig barrel proofing is now in Cali. You know, I'm definitely going to have to pick up one of those, Cohen, because I put it down a couple times in favor of other things, and everybody I'm seeing is talking about it and says it is pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. See, Cohen knows it. I'm leaning towards the fuller proof myself, and because, like I said, I'm a proofy bitch. Everybody knows it. I prefer the proof, but they're all good. They're all good, Greg. But if you could find that one, yeah, my arm would reach out quicker than a cobra could strike and pull it back. Your intermediate, Andrew, is a Willet Family Reserve 4. Uh, I've only had samples of Willet, and I haven't found any that I didn't like. Let's say that. I don't have an actual Willet on my shelf. It's just one of those things that, yep, I'm going to get, I'm going to get, I'm going to get. I haven't done that just yet. That's for sure. They are great bottles. They are great bottles. Here's the sweet wheat, Greg. I pull it down. 1792 sweet wheat. Sweet wheat. Yes, I can speak. And 45.6 ABV. So it's not bad if you like a wheater, and that's available. And I forgot too, because I do know you like aged whiskey, and they have a 12-year, 1792 12-year, Greg. It's good, and it's coming in at 48.3 ABV. So, yeah, I like the bottle too, and that was the first thing that turned me to it. And I was down in Yuma, Arizona, and picked up a bottle for the holidays 2 years ago, and by the time I left 4 days later, my dad and I had finished that bottle. That's how good the small batch was to us. Greg's Whiskey Guy, 1792 entry level isn't bad, but for a few dollars more, yep. The single barrel, the bottled and bond, yep. Yeah, the full proof, it's different, but I like it, and I don't think Greg would have a problem with it at all. Bushmill Castaways release are pretty damn epic. Yeah, Yeah, I can agree with you. No bottle bond Rittenhouse Rye. Yeah, not coming to France. You need to protest about that. You guys should get some of that stuff there. Oh, I got old granddad bottled and bond. Of course, you saw the wild turkey, so you just can't beat that. Evan Williams bottled and bond for 10.99. Is it tough to beat? No, no. You can for 10 for $11. I think it's 14.99, maybe 15.99 is the cheapest I've seen it here, Cohen. But for for $20, buy two, buy two. Here we go. Oh, let me get back down here because man, we're behind a little bit in chat, but that's okay. What? What? Elijah Craig small batch? Are you crazy? That is delicious. But that's what I'm saying. We all like different whiskeys, and our palates are different, and what we like or what we don't like, is different, and that's fine. We can agree that we disagree on that, but doesn't mean I'm going to stop drinking my Elijah Craig small batch because there you go, hanging. When you come up here, that's what I'm going to give you. Elijah Craig small batch is your first pour, or if I come down there, one of the two. Yeah, Greg's going to have to catch up, and he's going to have to get some of them castaways. That's for sure. Well, I always look for store picks. I do look for store picks, that's for sure. But sometimes I just want to see what the regular expression tastes like so I get an understanding. And I know most store picks are pretty good. I mean, some, they're lackluster, just like Hanging AZ thinks about Elijah Craig, small batch. But that's okay. He's entitled to that opinion. I may not agree, just like he loves Long Branch. It's not my favorite. But anyway, get me on my Long Branch kick. But yeah, we're not going to do that. That's for sure. Got indie stuff, Scotch wise from Elixir Distillers. Oh, that Ledig 13-year-old. Yeah, someone else was talking about that Ledig today. I think it was Alan from Whiskey Friends talked about that today on his stream. Jack Daniel's single barrel products. Yep. We just, like I said, there's just so many ways to go. I mean, we could talk about Jack Daniel's single barrel products. I don't have a problem with it. Or how about this one that's very hard to find, but when you got people that come to Sin City because it's a destination, is to find this one. What's wrong with this? Nothing if you can find it. That's for sure. Nothing if you can find it. But like I said, being that there's a lot of people that like to fly out here, I get lucky and get these deliveries of different things. So I can get them because that is not available out here. And you would think it'd be like Boone's Farm and it would be from the East Coast to the West Coast. It's just not. Oh, Deathless Dog. Sorry, man. I'm a little behind in chat. We just really going to town here with some of these whiskeys and discussing things. Appreciate you being on here. And if you're still listening, basically what we're doing is we're just going over some basic bourbons. In other words, whiskey with friends. If you had friends come over, what's some whiskeys you would offer them, to the beginner, to the intermediate, to someone that has more advanced palate? And we're just having a good old time chit-chatting about different things. And so that's what it is. And that's what we're chatting about. Cohen says Basil Hayden's Forever or Blanton's, which is the best bourbon ever made. Yeah, well, I've held Blanton's in my hand and turned it down. I could have bought it for $65 to $69 for the bottle. Out here, that's not bad. You go to other places here in Vegas, they're $160, $200 for a bottle of Blanton's. I'm like, you're crazy. It's $55, $60 bourbon, depending, where you go. Walmart here, Walmart here is selling Blanton's when they get it for like 52, but they just raised the price to, I think, 62 or 65. Somebody told me they bought the last two they had there from here in Vegas for $52.99. So there was just the two there. And the guy said, yeah, they're upping their price when they get the next shipment because the price of it is going up from the distributor that they get it from. So there you go. Jack Daniel's Rye, the Gentleman Jack. Yeah, they're all good in their own right. I haven't cracked either one of those. I have tasted them before. I haven't cracked either one of them yet. Not at all. Like I said, I'm gonna have to get some of that Willet Rye. I haven't tried the Lot 40 yet, Greg, but again, that's just another one of those things that I'm gonna have to get to for sure. Let's see. Jack Daniel's single barrel pick, great for intermediate so they don't sleep on the bottle, but the other products, nothing I would ever give a beginner. They're potent as far as proof goes. I think that one that I picked up and showed was 130 or 129 on the proof. Let me look at that. 130.9. I knew it was somewhere up there. That one will cure a cough or give you one of the two. Oh, hey, if you can get it, man, get your Blantons. I mean, again, it's not terrible. I just feel that for the money, I would rather buy an Ardbeg 10 than a Blanton's. And so that's what I bought instead of a Blanton's. Haven't had the Old Forest 86 in a while, sure, Kitty, but if I recall, the cherry cough syrup bomb kind of like. Yeah, I haven't had one at all. I just haven't picked it up. Redemption Rye as well. Oh yeah, I've got a bottle of Redemption Rye hanging. I picked it up for like $14.99, $15.99 because I did a double take on it and I thought it was wrong. So I took it up to the bottle shop and I said, "Hey, scan this for me. Tell me what it is." And he told me, and I went, and it was $1 less than actually what the price was. So I don't remember, but I went, "Do you have like another one, maybe two of these?" He goes, "No, that was the last one. We were clearing it out." Oh, okay. Well, I took it. So you can't beat it at all at that price. So I just lucked out. I have a single barrel Jim Beam. My dad loves it. I bought him last year at the end of the season for camping, and we were sipping on that September, October, August, September, somewhere around that. That's a good sipper. I was pretty surprised. That was a good sipper. Yeah, that's the thing. You just don't know. You get that? I've got High West like up there, the Rendezvous Rye and stuff. I don't get citrus notes on that. But like I said, I don't always get the mint. I don't always get the dill that people talk about. It just don't. It's just not a note that I pick up. Hey, Holden, cheers, man. Nice to see you. Marty, I like the Wilderness Trail store picks. There's one of the store picks I got. As a matter of fact, I picked this up. So when you guys saw my thumbnail, when Adam and I and Nick and Will were out and about, this is one of the bottles I picked up from one of the stores that we were at. And I picked that up, which is another good store pick is Woodinville. I don't like the standard Woodinville, the 90 proofs, but these store picks coming in at 115, 118, 120 proof. Wow. Wow, is the flavor just fantastic. Fantastic. Well, prices are always getting everybody. Orchard House. I just saw that somewhere and I can't remember where, Cohen. I cannot remember where. Hey, Cooler Runnings. Sorry, we're going all over the place here. I mean, we're having a lively discussion here. I'm behind a mile in chat and I feel like Cheech. Sorry, guys. Nope. Not slamming you, Cheech, if you're watching the stream. But it's so hard to keep up, particularly with this particular topic. It's very, very, very lively. Oh, I know. It's awful. So Sugar Kitty here, Warehouse C. So Elijah Craig, Warehouse C. Everybody knows about Warehouse C and the tornado batch and what happened to it. But it's funny. People forget that is a specific batch when they refer to that warehouse. So when they go to buy that, they're just asking for Warehouse C, and they're paying almost $3,000 a bottle for that. It's not the Survivor. And it says tornado batch on that particular one. There's only so many bottles, but the ones that are out now, it's not that bottle. It's not that bottle, and it's nowhere near what they're asking. What was it? 18-year marriage was 3,000. The elevator, or not the elevator batch, the Warehouse C was 2,000. Please, people, please. You found that for 115? I haven't, it's not even here in Vegas yet, Disco 6. And you all know I'll buy that. I want Disco 6. I want Disco 7. We got Fusion 6 out, and I don't know if Fusion 7's out. I'm going to have to go to the website and look. It's just not here. I can still buy 5, which I won't. I have one, and I don't want to back up that one. Maybe if they give it to me, I will use it as a doorstop. However, that being said, I did re-review it, and I actually can drink it now because that Dickel minerality has seemed to soften, and it's actually palatable. So I have revised my position on the Disco 5 and said, it's okay. It's okay. Let's see. I wish I could teleport myself to your place for your birthday, and if I didn't know that, I'll bring samples. Wise surprise. Yep. Well, some of you know, some of you not know. I'm a D-Day baby, so June 6th. So it's very easy for me to remember, that's for sure. E.H. Taylor single barrel, 99 in the UK. Wow. Well, yep. Okay. Well, I knew it was you. I knew it was you. That's why I said you were here, but I just figured you didn't want to use your professional account. But yeah, more people recognize this than they did the other one because you did that, I think, before on the stream and said, oops, and backed out because everyone's like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? So let me just move here. Let's just go down here. So American single malts are different, Andrew. I've not had that. Balcones, I just have not been a fan of because I've had a few sips of them, and I know I probably shouldn't judge it by a drop. When I say a drop, having a glass, but I just haven't found any that have done anything for me. I mean, it just wasn't anything that made me go, wow, it's worth buying a bottle and exploring that particular expression and seeing what it has to offer as you get down into the bottle and what you get out of it. I know that you're getting 2-year juice, give or take, but it's just how it is down there in Texas, so on and so forth. I'm not saying it's all bad. I think I would really just need to sit down with somebody that has, a nice selection of the single malts like that, particularly Balcones or something like that, to where I can sit, sip, discuss it, explore it, ponder it, and get an education on it in a timely manner, if that sounds right. Yeah, it is late for cool runnings. That's for sure. That is for sure. No more drams. Yeah, well, I can understand that. Every now and then you've got to stop. Don't buy the pot still bottle. All right. Well, there you go. There you go. We're going to just kind of, whoops. Here we go. Let me get jump down here because I saw that earlier as I was scrolling through. Have you tried real rye? Lot 40. If not, go get a bottle of immediately. Real rye, really? Canada makes real rye? Come on. No, I've heard good things about Lot 40. It is here. Again, my wife has put it in my hand, but again, I bought other things. Like I said, like one of them that I picked up was the Ardbeg 10, Talisker Storm one time. No, the Tomatin Cast Strength, the what else? One of them else I picked up too. The one. What the heck is that? I have to move it because the name popped out of my head. Egan's. The Egan's Conviction, the 10-year Irish whiskey. I saw that and bought that instead of, something else here or there. So, it is what it is. Give me just 1 second here. I'm gonna do something. I got to turn my camera off just for a moment. Give me just a second. Sorry about that. Every now and then it gives me these little warnings, and I don't know why, because it's not particularly warm in here, but it starts to flash and tell me, hey, I'm overheating. So I may turn it off and go to my auxiliary camera here on the laptop. So if it does that and it pops off, don't worry. Give me just less than a minute, but I just had to focus in on it a second and see, and now I see it. But the temperatures are getting up in here, but it's not, it's not warm here in the house at all. But I just opened the door so I get a little more airflow through the room right now, but it happens. Anyway, so we talked a lot about different bourbons and so on and so forth, and we went around with a lot of different things, and it's amazing. But there are some people here that we do like scotches, right? So it's a whiskey, right? So let's talk about that a minute, and not to throw everyone off. And no, I don't like Whistle Pig at all. When I say, I don't want to say at all. I didn't like the Whistle Pig 10. The Whistle Pig 15 absolutely was good. It was really good. But we talked about different bourbons and so on and so forth that I like and I want to have and so on and so forth. But there are some scotches that I like. And then what if somebody that comes over is not a bourbon fan, but is a scotch fan, right? Hey, Cheech, cheers. But one of my favorite ones that I wouldn't have any problem giving somebody that's new to, let's just say, a scotch would be the Glenfiddich 12. I think that is a great entry scotch. As a matter of fact, I enjoy a pour of that or two myself from time to time. I like that. Another one that I like, because I've showed you guys that, for somebody that's new or even that's intermediate, the Tomatin 12 is a good pour for me every time. If somebody to me has some intermediate tastes in Scotch and wants to uh, explore a little bit and maybe get into peated. You guys may have seen my review on this that I had done, that I really enjoyed the Scarabus at 46 ABV. It is peated, an Isle of Scotch, but it is not heavily peated like an Ardbeg or the Port Charlotte 10 is. Not at all. If they're still within that, they're not sure if they want peated, but they have a much more adapted palate than somebody that's just new. I'm telling you what, since they turned me on to this, the classic Laddie, I'm telling you what, this is a fabulous, fabulous drop. Love it. I think it is terrific, terrific for somebody that's kind of in the middle there and just getting their feet wet into Scotch, but they're not ready to dive into peated. But however, if they are ready to take that dive into a peated Scotch and you want to guide them, I'm going to go for my quintessential Lagavulin 16. I mean, come on. If you can survive this, you can do anything. That is a terrific drop to me. Love it, love it, love it. I think it has its place. I mean, there's so many other ways that you can go, just like we did specifically with the different bourbons. I mean, there's so many ways that we can run from one way to the other with that. You can't go wrong. And I'm just quickly catching on here that Cohen is talking about the Springbank. Yeah, I love Springbank. I've got a Springbank 10. It's a 2016, and it really, really is. It really is good. Really is good, and I enjoy that particular bottle. And if somebody wants to taste a little peated Scotch, I definitely would give them some Springbank. Like I said, there's just so many different ways that we all can go and go, especially when you're new and you're talking about whiskey to somebody new, or you're talking about a Scotch, or you're talking about a rye. I mean, we all have our different tastes. We all have different avenues that we go down. But there's just there's just so much. Cheech, what's going on? I saw you had popped in there, and I said your name a couple of times, and boom, there you are. I said, I feel like Cheech because I can't keep up with the chat. I'm like 10, 15 minutes behind, and you can just keep going and going and going, but the chat just keeps filling up. I said, phew. I said, I feel like Cheech. So I just kind of blew through some of them there to get to the end so I could see what in the heck was going on, because I started losing the place as far as where the conversation was going, because it gets tough going on there. I mean, hey, this is not for an amateur, that's for sure. I don't know why I keep doing it. I don't know why. But I definitely have to get myself a pour here real soon. That is something. Hey, Derek, nice to see you. You're not a fan of peated stuff. Well, you've never heard my story, and I will tell it here in just a second. Greg, you have a great evening. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for your input and your time, my friend. I'm glad we could get you a sub or two. Also, like I said, everyone, great guy there. Very worth going to his channel and just listen to what he's got to say. Have a great evening, man. Really. So my experience was a bad experience with Ardbeg a while ago, and happened to be the pirate edition, the Ardbeg. And all I wanted to do was drag my tongue across the tile floor of the liquor store I was in to try to get that iodine band-aid taste, along with extreme discontent and hate, out of my mouth. And that thing lasted for a good 20 minutes, half hour. It was not pleasant. Went back to another event that they had there, and Ardbeg themselves was there, and they guided me down the right way. And I started with the Wee Beastie, and then it just lit the fire. But prior to that, I got a High West double rye. Let me look. Let me look. It's up here. I do believe it was a High West double rye finished in a peated Scotch barrel. And I was like, wow, this isn't bad, because that little bit of smoke that was in that little bit of peat really caressed the sweetness of that rye. And I was like, wow, that really turned out to be good. So that kind of lit the fuse. And so when I went to the Wee Beastie, that propelled me. And then from the Wee Beastie to the Ardbeg 10 to, I mean, I went all the way to the heavily peated Port Charlotte 10. And then, of course, yeah. So it doesn't bother me anymore. It's just how you get there. It's the journey. Let's put it this way. It's the journey that you experienced, when you, to get there, that's what's going to do it. That's for sure. So let me move down here and chat and see who else is there. Chris, what's up? Sorry, didn't mean to blow by you or anything like that. If I did, so sorry. Just busy in the chat. Busy in the chat. Hey, everyone that's in here, remind you to please hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, do so. But I don't think I've seen anyone here that is not a subscriber to the channel. That's for sure. But so the question was, and you may have heard, I don't know how long you've been lurking, but I asked the people that are here to talk about what whiskeys you would share at your house with your friends, particularly if you had some friends that were new to bourbon, were kind of intermediate, or had an advanced palate. And so we were going just, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on this. And there's so many ways you can go with that as far as what you like or what you would offer or what you wouldn't offer. So that being said, that's what we're talking about. I mean, I pulled out 7 or 8 different ones. And then once you go there, well, you can always give them this or you could always give them that. And so that's kind of where we are right now. And then I kind of shifted gears and moved over and jumped into Scotch real quick and started doing that because I know I've got some really big Scotch fans in here. So I wanted to make sure I included them because, we don't discriminate here. We are equal opportunity offenders. We just don't discriminate. Absolutely not. So I wanted to bring in some Scotches, and I'm really new to Scotches, but of course, like anything else, it just grows and grows and grows and grows. But it's just where we are tonight. Let's see. So I have no problem with the old Forster 1910, but you know what? I'd have to sit down with you with that Woodford Doubled Oak, and you'd have to school me on its rewards, on what it is, because I have not been happy with the Woodfords I have had. So I said it earlier in the stream that I would have to hang an AZ down at his place, and he would have to educate me on that particular expressions and what makes them good. And I would have to be able to sit there and just, experience them and explore them and see what it's like before I actually went in and tried it, So, but like I said, that's just me. Oh, the classic Lottie, I'm telling you what, many people recommended that, including Donald Rance that's in here. He's like, you just cannot go wrong with that particular expression. It's delicious. Now, I also have the Isla Barley in Brookline, and another phenomenal bottle when it comes to that. Let's see. Which was the reason I mentioned it. Highland Park 12 is some honey, but there's a touch of peat tang you would probably not like. I haven't had any Highland Park. My wife has recommended it to me because she points it out from time to time. I've got Irish, Donald. You know I do. I'm into it. I mean, I don't have a problem with Irish whiskey. I don't have a vast repertoire of Irish whiskey yet, but I don't think my selections are shabby between the Egan's, the Writer's Tears, um, the Redbreast Cast Strength, and the Slane. I think I've got all hitters out there. Now, yes, there are other Irishes that, oh yeah. And that's one of the things that, if you remember, we talked about, besides bourbon, you could throw in an Irish or two in that lineup for a beginner or someone that's has a more advanced palate that could appreciate the difference between a bourbon and an Irish whiskey. So yeah, there's so many different avenues you could go to if you had a group of friends over with different experience levels with a bourbon, a rye, Irish whiskey, or a Scotch. I mean, I think all of us could take many different turns in just doing a tasting and an experience. You know, Blanton's Green, Old Forester, even Benchmark, Aussie makers at 80 proof, intermediate, Old Granddad 114. That's a standard, Chris. Absolutely. That is a standard without a doubt. New Riff picks. Yeah. You're not going to get any argument from me. Woodford Double Oak is the same kind of idea as Michter's American, something sweet. Oh, okay. Well, again, I just haven't had good experiences with that Sugar Kitty, so I'd have to really sit down with somebody that could do that. Okay, there's no bite. All right. I don't know what the proof is, although on Woodford that you're talking about. Is it like 85, 90? I don't know. You know what, Rob? I have got to get a blue spot. I had it in my hand and I forget what I put it down for, and I picked up the Elmer for my dad. That's what I did. I was like, what did I put down? I put it down. I picked up the Elmer for my dad. That's what I did. See, I'm not selfish. However, because I knew I'm going to get to drink it too. So maybe that was a little bit on the selfish side, but that's all right. That's all right. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, that old Carter. I don't know why anybody wastes their time with that, Marty. I have no idea. Why is this being obstinate on this mouse today? I have no idea why it is, but it certainly is. It wouldn't recommend it to anyone, but it made by Russians. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So let me get back here into the chat and see where we are, so I know where everybody's going on their conversations. Burley mash and vanilla barley wine aged in bourbon barrels, and it was $15 for one, and it's from 2019, and it was $20, and I bought it because it was 15, which is still high. Okay. Oh, that's right, Cheech. I forgot. Allergies was getting you. That's right. That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Have a great pick of Woodford Double Oak with the Bourbon Mafia. Really great chocolate notes in it. Have another pick coming from Wine and Market in Lexington, which I am part of their bourbon group. Yeah, you were saying you've kind of got some bottles in limbo, Chris. You're waiting for that delivery to happen to you. And I do believe, I think you talked about that Woodford Double Oak. And I know that you're part of that too, the Bourbon Mafia. So that's why I was familiar with it. But like I said, I have never experienced Woodford. That is for sure. Not experienced it. The Kilchoman bourbon influenced is now a must have. That Kilchoman, the bourbon influenced one, Rob, people talk about that and they say that thing is pretty good. So if you like the bourbon, as far as the influence on your Scotch, it's going to be good. If I remember right today, if someone was in remembered, I don't think from my whiskey friends, I don't think he was fond of that particular one. He didn't say it was terrible, but he wasn't fond of the bourbon influence on that, which to me, over there in that part of the world, because I think he said he was from Manchester, over there in the UK. Not 100% sure, but I think that's what he said. Scotch is more predominant over there. So to get something like that that has that higher bourbon influence from the barrels that it's finished in, makes sense to me. You know, I can't say that's why. He just may not like it. Oh, you know I'm not going to miss it. You know I'm not going to miss it, Chris. I've already kind of got it in the books. Passed on Still Austin cast strength bourbon yesterday for 50. I can get 1792 foolproof or Knob Creek pick that has a real age on it, and I know I like those. And you know what, Cohen? That's me too on some things I look at. Yes, it's recommended. Yes, it's good. Yes, it's this and that. However, I see something else that I know is good, that I've had samples of, that I've had people I trust with great palates tell me, oh, this is it, this is it. And then I put something else down and I go and grab that because I don't step out on that limb, because nothing worse than spending $50 or whatever on a bottle and you get that thing and it's just not cracked up to be what you thought it was. And I also try not to really listen to a lot of hype or read reviews. I mean, I'll listen to some people. I do that because you know we all talk about it, but I don't like to read what I call professional reviews or anything like that before I buy something, because I don't want to get a preconceived notion and get my expectations way up here and it only meets halfway. So you really get disappointed. That's just me. I don't always practice what I preach. So, you know, what can I say? Yeah, help me get to 200 subs. There's my cheerleader going there. Like I said, my goals, I told Marty Russ, was to get to 250 by my birthday. But I'm not, like I told him, I'm not holding my breath. I mean, I've got enough people here. We're all busy. Heck, I can't keep up in chat now. I'm going to have to bring Marty in just to keep up with chat for me. I mean, it's just getting... Well, see, Scott recommends it. So, and he has a good palate. I know what he drinks. He just doesn't drink Boone's Farm all day. Oh. You've had more than a few today? Come on. I find that hard to believe. Not you. And that's another thing too, when we talk about, especially at that price point at $50 and less, there's so many other really, really good whiskeys out there that you don't need to spend 75, 100, $200 on the bottle, that you can buy all day long at less than $50 and actually get a backup and be happy because it's readily available out there. That's the thing. Nick, what's up, man? You working? Or are you just lurking today? What's up, Ben, man? Nice to see you. Don't forget, hit that like button on there. Make sure you guys are supporting the channel there. You know, we want to get them likes on there so YouTube just starts passing this thing around just like water. You have a ton of other Texas bottles. Don't need another bottle. I'm not going to drink. Yeah, I can understand that. I totally can understand that. No, I haven't. I heard it's not terrible, Marty. So it's not a shitter, but it's not a hitter. It's just okay. I don't know what your opinion is. I've looked at it a dozen times. But it's just one of those that maybe it needed to go 2 more years into that barrel to really make something of it. You know, that's what I'm saying. Let me move back up through here. Oh, just got home. Okay. Well, like I said, I knew you've been putzing around working and stuff on the weekends and things of that nature, but okay. And you know what, Cohen? I will say this too. Versus Tennessee, using that as my analogy, I I like the Kentucky a little better for some reason. I just think it's the region down there, just the where it is. It could be the water. Maybe it's the way the stars are in line with the moon, the way that affects the pull on the barrels with the ebb and flow and all that stuff. But I think I can agree with you on that to a point. The Lincoln County process, like they have up there in Tennessee and stuff, on some, it's okay. Like the Uncle Nearest that I've had, I actually like that. Others, eh, not so much. And I'm not gonna go too much into it because I'm still on the edge on that. Whether it's like a hard pass from now on, or I'm still going to keep experiencing it because my last experience was good, and so I'm not quite throwing that whole thing down the drain. I know. I totally get you. I have a couple of things too that, it's the same way. I've got this, that, and the other. I just don't know, why buy that when I'd rather buy this because I don't have this particular one yet, but I have a lot of expressions from this one particular company, and I'm just going to use 1792. I have a half dozen from them, but I only have 2 Ardbegs. And so do I get the Coravecchian or do I get another 1792? I'd probably grab another one in the Ardbeg, something I just didn't have a different expression because I pretty much have all the 1792. So totally can agree with you and understand that. Absolutely. Makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. I may not make perfect sense at times, but I got it. All right, Marty, you let the cat out of the bag. You're right. But, he is from Tennessee now. Now he is no longer from Tennessee. He's no longer there. So he has learned and he has moved on with his life. But he will be doing his first live stream in a while. So you guys want to make sure that you go over to his channel, find out what it is, click on that button and set the reminder because I know you've all have subscribed. So you might as well set that reminder so you get your notice to make sure you watch him on that. Wild Turkey is my favorite bourbon distiller, and I doubt that I will ever change. I think it's a high school in the 80s people versus the dollars. But Cohen, you know what? You saw the Wild Turkey. I'm a fan of it. I will. There it is, right behind me. I forgot I put it back up over there. But I think they're fantastic pours. I think they're fantastic bottles. I truly do. You cannot go wrong at the price. To me, that proof point is fabulous. I think they taste good. I think it has good viscosity. The finish isn't extremely long, but it's not a short finish. So it's something that you can enjoy and go, yep, I want that next sip. Dude, I'm waiting. Let me know. As a matter of fact, I have, I thought I brought it in here. They gave me a sample of one of the old Elk store picks they got, Nick. I think it's called Laser Eyes. So when you see the bottle turn around, there's a deer with laser eyes on it. I've had a pour out of it. Man, that thing was pretty good in itself. Also, their liquor lineup store pick that they have. It's their own bottle. That thing was really good, also. So yeah, just look at it. Let me know, brother. Let me know, and I will deliver that to Utah without a problem, dude. I will, since you're only just basically down the street from me. It's not like it's a long drive. I would gladly do that without a doubt. Yeah, Rob, I want the Corey. There's no doubt I want the Corey. I'll pick that up eventually. That's for sure. You know, Oogie is really getting wild here. I think Oogie went up to, I think it's $1.25 now here from about $100. So it jumped up $25 here just recently. So I'm like, holy smokes. Really? So when you say that, Cohen, about your Corey, it's a different animal. As you mean better from 10 years ago compared to what they have now, or what, if you don't mind? I'd tell you to go for, the Ockmore, 12-1, 11-2, something like that. But I don't think you have any of those. Oh, okay. I got what you're saying. Got it. Man, you guys got some terrific prices, Colin. Every time I see that, I'm like, man, oh, day. I mean, honestly, really, really good prices on some stuff. Yeah, see, Oogie here is right now, it's about 100, or it was, and they jumped up to 125. Um, it's the distributor. So there's nothing that the retailer can do. They're stuck. They got to pay it. So of course they're going to pass the price on. That's why I said that. Well, you said you wanted something that's either going to be highly peated or a high level. So all right, get an Octomore out there. Yeah. That okay. I got it. I was kind of thinking it was along that line. It was either an older whiskey is what you were going for than what they make now. So it definitely better on the palate. Oh, um, it's just getting ridiculous, Daniel. And that's what we were talking about earlier. And then Alan from Whiskey Friends was talking too. It's just the prices everywhere are just getting to be ridiculous on things. And sooner or later, everyone's just going to slow down in their buying. I mean, eventually, it will, because you get to the point where it's just not worth paying those prices for some of these expressions anymore. It's just not. They're good, but let's just say they were 75, but they're not $125 good, depending upon what the expression is. So yeah, no one's touching them. No one's touching them. Well, thank goodness for you it is, because I know that it goes quick in your house, Nick. I will give you an excuse to drink less. Oh. 100 or two cases. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's about the going price, but it's I agree with you there. I'm enjoying my stuff that I got. Really enjoying it. You know what? I I got into the habit of calling it Oogie, but everybody knows Oogadale. But oh, I got it off of Whiskey Mountains. She called it Oogie, and it stuck. And then I keep seeing it in chat and seeing it in chat. Even when I go in, I go, "You expect to get that for Oogie? You've got to be crazy." So I think it's kind of one of those things, a nickname that is going to stick. You have issues with peated? Oh my gosh! Like I said, you just weren't guided correctly. All right. So speaking of guided correctly, I'm going to guide myself since we're talking Scotch and uh, peated and so on and so forth. I'm going to drink a little Springbank 10 is what I'm going to pour. My first pour in since I started to stream over 2 hours ago. I just got carried away in the chat and it was just so good. And I'm going to make this here a little pour. I'm going to say, which one of these glasses? Well, they're all clean because I haven't used them. So pour myself a little drop of this juice right here. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, deliciousness. Okay, put that back in there. It always helps to have people that you know are coming out here that can hand deliver certain things that you just can't find. And you would think a place like Vegas would have pretty much an unexhaustible supply of different adult beverages, but one, they can be exhausted, and two, we just don't get everything. Yeah. So that being said, cheers, everybody. Thanks for your input and everything tonight. It's been great. Mm. Yes, it was. It's a 2016 bottling. Yes, it is. I don't have the 2021 or the 2022. I think the 2021s are still prevalent on the shelf. Nick, I'm not going to say it's hard to find. You just don't stumble over it like you used to. What do you, if you need one, let me know because I do know where they are if they are still available. Mm-hmm. And man, it's amazing, Cohen. I really like this. I love the flavor on it. All right. So you all think that, I have the gift of gab. The next person I'm about to bring on, I'm telling you what, I it's just it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, I was, but he popped off for a second. He might be back. He might not. Who knows? He might have got a call. Anyway, uh, yeah. Well, it's a good pour every time. Every time. Let me get back in here. Hmm, man, wow. And I heard that, and so I had a chance to pick this one up, the 2016, because people said the 16 was a good one, and to still find it sitting on a shelf somewhere, I couldn't pass it up. So I picked that up, and I drink it sparingly, sparingly. No, 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 no. It's not Mashville. It wasn't Mashville. It was another famous person, but either he lost his internet connection or something popped up. He had to pop out again. I don't know what happened on there. It's Nashville. No, it is not, and it wasn't. Like I said, I don't know what happened. He might have lost his internet. I don't know, or maybe he realized, oh crap, he clicked on the wrong stream and realized it was me and went, oops. Who knows? And I haven't tried the Scorch. Some people say it's good. Some people say, eh. It just depends. So that's another one that I would have to have a sample before I pulled the trigger on yet. Hmm. It's not out here. It's not out here yet. Six isn't out here. Six isn't out here. Discovery 7 isn't out here. They're still trying to get rid of Disco 5. That's prevalent out here. They're still trying to get rid of Disco 5. So, uh, yeah, it's just. Uh, hey, I'm glad you got a bunker of it, because if you found a good year and you got it at a damn good price, I think it's a good drop. I just do. I don't see anything else. I enjoy every sip out of this thing. I have seen bits and pieces of it. I have seen bits and pieces of it. Is what you chase now either find easier find at better prices. Oh, I agree with you, but I'm just so glad that mine opened up enough that I can actually drink it. What should you pour now, Marty? I'm drinking the Springbank 10. I don't know if you happen to have that expression, but that's what I'm drinking. I saw that you. I saw that you got that got the 6. I saw your post, and I was like, I, like I said, my 5 is there. That's at the back. So. Yep. I haven't seen that around here. Now I'm going to have to keep my eyes down for it. Yeah, you may have to check in your sock drawer or something, Marty. You never know. That's what I was going to say. Is I don't ever recall seeing that. I've heard about it somewhere, Cohen, but I don't. It might have been you in a previous stream or something mentioned it when we were talking about whiskeys. So it's very possible. I was like, I've seen that somewhere. So you and Daniel H seem to know all about it. Oh, okay. That's why it's not here, because you literally were. Got it. You know, that's just it here, Z-Man. In Vegas, that 114 is between 25 and $30 now. I think when I got mine, it was about 21 or 22. And I haven't cracked it because I had some prior to that bottle. And so I just haven't opened it. And then when it was gone for a while, just wasn't on the shelves. And then when it popped back up a few months ago, it was probably last summer. I was going to say, I literally picked up the last bottle they had on the shelf. They go, we just got like 2 cases in, and the last, day and a half, it's just been, flying off the shelf. I just happened to see it there and grabbed the last one because I didn't have any more. Are you talking about the 114, Marty? Or are you talking about the bottle to bond, old granddad? Which one? I'm going to assume it's the 114 you're talking about. Which Craig Alecky? Because I know we got 13 here. That's kind of like their best budget line, if you want to call that the budget line in the Craig Alecky. Okay, that's what I thought you were talking about, the 114. Yeah, like I said, they're getting up there with that for that here too. It's just getting to be very highly allocated, I guess, is from what I am being told, because the demand for that is just skyrocketing on the 114. Oh yes, bottles up there. It's cracked. Whole granddad bottle of bond. Oh no 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 no. I drink that. There's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, last summer there was a guy a couple of places down from where we camp, and he worked for the state as an environmentalist doing surveys on our wild horses, the um, wild horses, mountain lion, and a few other things. So he would venture out on his ATV and track different things, mark different areas where different animals were feeding, watering, so on and so forth. And I took him probably 6, 7 different bottles one night, and when I was up there, and we sat down, and I gave him a tasting from Old Tub on up to some nice, 118, 119. What was the other one I brought up here? Oh, Wilderness Trail. Some of my Bardstown discoveries, things of that nature. And needless to say, none of us were feeling any pain after that few hours sitting and sipping. And I actually picked him up a bottle of the Smoke Wagon Straight Bourbon because he's never had it. And I let him sip mine, and he really, really liked it. So I brought him a bottle up because where he was going, he couldn't get it. So he should be back now. I think he's coming back down. So I'll have to see. Let's see here. Craig Alecky 13. I don't see the single cast stuff much or anything out here. It's just like I'm trying to find the Lefroy cast strength. batch 13 or batch 14. It's not out here yet. Checking the places that I go to, yeah, it's not here yet at all. So those of you that are just popping in, don't forget hit that like button. Make sure you do that. Support the channel. Appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. You don't like Old Granddad Bottled and Bond? If you don't like it, you can always just when you come down here, just drop it off to me. I will give it a good home. Treat it with respect. Oh, Mortlash, cast strength sherry. Yes, that would be. I never get to see that. Oh, Glenn Farkless. Yeah, no, I don't have that. I know what it is, but I don't have it. So, cheers to you, sir, as I sip on my Springbank 10 because that's what I got right now. Yeah, I guess that's like the place to go, huh, Cohen? The K&L. You had the link before, and I went there, and for some reason, I don't know if it was cookies or my restrictions or whatever, but a lot of stuff wasn't loading uh, from their page. I do believe it was you that sent that to me because you're the one telling me about it. But anyway, um, you really get some good deals over there, really do, compared to some of the stuff that I see floating around, here. Don't walk past it anymore. Honestly, pick it up, put it on your thing there. You once you break that and you taste it, you'll know why. For the money at 114 proof, it is a good bourbon. I mean, it's just one of those people say, "Oh, old granddad," and they turn their nose up at it. Hey, fine, turn your nose up at it all day long. For people like me and others who know, keep turning your nose up at it. Be that person that's looking for that next $200 bottle because I'm going to grab that one. That's for sure. Oh, you got the my gosh, red breast PX. That is perfect. Um, yeah, that's out here. I don't remember the price on that, Nick, but I know it's getting up there too. Ah, see, there's another person that knows. Yes, 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 yes. I bought it out of the novelty. Oh, okay. That could be as good as they say. It's dang tasty, and you're tempted. Well, okay. Oh yeah. Well, all around us here, Andrew, they said I know it's under $30, but it's creeping up there, um, and that's a shame. But it's becoming it is becoming. Uh, I don't want to say it is allocated, but it's just getting harder to find when it disappears by the time they get it back on the shelves. All right, buddy. Cheers. Yeah, it's almost live wire whiskey time here in about 10 minutes. So we'll have to be handing it off to them, and you guys can go over there and torment them if you want. But let me just see. I don't even know what in the heck they're doing tonight because it's weird. I don't always see everybody's thumbnail, and that's unusual. And I don't know why, but it just doesn't. And sometimes the notifications don't even don't even don't even pop up. So anyway, yeah, they're going to start in about 10 minutes. I just had to double check there. They're getting on there. I guess Big Vic's going to hold the fort down over there with Mr. Whiskey Shits tonight while they finish off their bracket is what they're doing over there. It just finally popped up. I got the notification. I said sometimes that thing just fires right off perfectly, and other times it's just way out there, way out there. Glenallachie is something I want to explore more this year. Yeah, I like to do that with certain things. Daniel H is that's what I was talking about the Woodford. I want to kind of sit down and be able to sit there with somebody and go through a bottle, not literally drink it to the end, but have a few pours with it and experience it so I can appreciate it because I haven't really had a pour from a Woodford that I liked. So that's why I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. All right, Rob. Cheers, brother. I will see you later. Yeah, I just finally got the notice on there, Nick, that it was them. I chatted for Mike a little bit for a little bit. I chatted with Mike for a little bit today. He may have mentioned that he wasn't going to be on tonight. I don't remember, but I've slept since then. Well, not really, but that's the excuse I'm going to use. That's for sure. Who had the Glenfarclas 105, Tomatin cask strength, and which one do you prefer? Well, I can't speak to the Glenfarclas 105. However, well, maybe I can't even speak to it, but I do have the Tomatin cask strength. I just haven't tried it yet. So that being said, I have to digress until I can crack open that bottle and let you guys know. But I like the Tomatin 12, so I know I'm going to like the cask strength because it's definitely a higher ABV. And like I've said before, I'm a proofy bitch, so I like a little higher on the ABV because to me, I feel in some instances that really brings out more flavor in the whiskey. Just me, my preference, my opinion. And sometimes, damage, that's just it. You have a few pours, it opens up a bit, you go back, you revisit it, and then it's like, well, this thing has gotten better. It's not too bad. Kind of like my Disco 5. I was so tempted to chuck that bottle out, but I didn't want the EPA to come after me and fine me for hazardous waste disposal. Because at the time when I got that back last July, I just didn't like it. But I sorry, the mic went out and I don't know why. I didn't give up on it. So, keep going at it. That's what I did. And I thought it was okay. That's always a possibility. That's always a possibility. Well, I can agree with him because sometimes what you pay for this stuff, yeah, it's not worth chugging. I've got the shirt, Daniel H, that says that on it. I got that from Cheech. He has them on his show. He's got a website you can go and you can get different merchandise for Whiskey Encore. This goes back a while when he first started that website. I said, yeah, I got to have that. So I've worn it on a few streams, few times. So yeah, I love it. And I think that's happening to me because the more and more I drink peat, they don't seem as strong to me as I drink it. So I won't say I'm a peat head, but I think that I am more acclimated to peat now between the mild and the heavy that it all just tastes pretty good to me. I don't have a problem with it. It's so hard to pick just one. See, I took it the way you originally meant it, as polished, meaning smooth. And now I remember what he said about the polishy flavor. Now I'm laughing because when I read Daniel H's reply, I'm like, oh, what was he referring to again? And now I made the connection, Cohen, when you put that on there. Now I'm laughing because, oh yeah, I got it now. I know. I'm laughing now because, like I said, I read it as he said it, as being kind of like, smooth, blah, blah, blah. And then when I read yours, I was like, what? I must have missed something in chat because as chat was going, I did miss some things because it was hard for me to keep up. Now, when he put that, like, I'm laughing now because, oh, I got what he was talking about. He was referring to that Scotch. I think it was a Scotch. But anyway, I read it right and not really knowing what the conversation was. And that's another reason why I'm laughing. But oh well, it happens. All right, man. Yeah. It's almost your bedtime, Marty. You got to go to work. And, big old company man like you, I know you got big responsibilities. So cheers, man. I will be seeing you. And again, don't forget, people, he's going to be doing his live stream. Make sure that you hit that reminder on there when you go and check him out. Thanks for putting up those links, Richie Z. Yeah, I'm finding like how do I say this? The peat doesn't stick with me the next day. And what I mean by that is I used to love the taste of that. Some of them would be so heavily peated, just like the Port Charlotte or the Ardbeg. I would still have some of that in my mouth, even though you brushed your teeth and everything. It's just like I could wake up in the morning and go, man, that peat, that smokiness is still there. I don't notice it anymore. Don't notice it anymore. Well, I'm glad you could come on because I think this was a really good stream, particularly with the input from everybody. I mean, wow, it was really tough to to keep up and you know, keep along with everything. But I really enjoyed everybody's input that contributed on here. So yeah, I really, really, really thought this was a good stream and quite entertaining. Honestly, quite entertaining. Oh yeah, well, you should have seen me sip that first Ardbeg I did, and I wasn't new to peat, but I hadn't touched it in 25, 30 years, and it just, like I said, I wanted to drag my tongue across the floor to get that taste out of my mouth. That is for sure, without a doubt. Oh, Cohen, I'm telling you what, he's good. I mean, him and Sugar Kitty, Scotch Down Under, um, Top Shelf Dustin. Uh, I can name a few people that are have been really good in helping me along with just different things and their vast knowledge on stuff. JD Bourbon Approach, um, really really magnificent as far as what they know and how aware some people are with good, bad, and different, particularly price ranges. What's acceptable, what's not, because particularly if you're new like me into Scotch, um, some things, as we already said, they're just getting outrageous in price and definitely not worth the money. So when somebody like them chimes in and says, it's worth $100, but 140 or 150, it's just a plain hard pass. It's good, but it's definitely not that quality. Well, I'm going to say quality. It's just not that caliber, let's say, uh, to be in that price range. It's just only because of demand, or they're raising the prices from the distributor, then the retailer has to do the same. So totally get it. But it that's what I love about, particularly about this stream and the way I conduct it and the way we all interact. Um, we get some good information and we have some good discussions, and we do have some fun. I mean, yeah, we go off the rails here and there, but that's absolutely quite all right. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I usually just pour it in a glass when I rinse my mouth. I would rather rinse it with Ardbeg than Scope. I just think it does a better job. Well, that's true. That's true, Benny. James Morgan has a good point. Has a very good point. Oh, thank you. I try to come up with stuff that everybody would actually have input in, that everybody can actually be a part of, because I love this interactive type of chatting the way we do it here, and I think it's great whether I actually have people that pop on from the link or not. It's fine. I do send it out to a few people if they have time to come on, because I think they have some great knowledge, and other people, via emailed me on my account just to say, hey, yeah, this, that, or the other. And if they're interested, I've set it out. But I also have started up, to people that have wanted it, I do offline stuff. When I say offline stuff, that just using you, Daniel H, as a thing that, hey, on a just using a Saturday as an example, Saturday evening, I'll do a stream, but it's not live, but you're in the chat, but it's not broadcast, it's not recorded or anything like that. But we sit, have a few drinks, and we chat about whiskey, but it's not online. It's just a more personal, interactive thing, like you're literally sitting in a pub having a chat. So I've done that a couple of times with different people that have reached out, and I said, okay, well, we won't do a live like this. I'll just set up a thing, and I can have X amount of people, and once it's full, and that's it. I only send out as many invites as I have openings that people just say, hey, let's just sit and chat for an hour or two. Boom, it's great. It's I actually like it. We're all just doing what we do. It's just not me. You're all in it, but we're not. We're not out to the world. It's just us. That's it. Just like we were, let's just say, sitting in a pub. Let me get back to the chat here. Yes, I know Livewire started because I could see how everyone has abandoned ship, but that's okay. It's all good. Yep. See, like I said, everyone go head over, visit them, have a good time. I'll be there eventually. Well, I don't know what that is. Well, I don't always add water to whiskey in general, Daniel, but I will admit this, that when I got that Glengoyne 21-year-old, my dad and I drank it over this past Christmas. I literally added, when I say 2 drops to that, 2 lousy drops of water, that whole thing just blossomed like a flower. I thought it was flavorful at 21, but literally just 2 drops of water in there, let it sit for a few minutes, swirl it around, made all the difference in the world. I wasn't always a big believer. To me, water just watered it down. However, treated appropriately and used in the correct manner, boom, made a difference. Made a huge, huge difference. Oh, God. Sorry. Thanks, man. I know you probably popped over to Livewire, but appreciate it. That's what we try to do here. We try to have an interactive and live stream. But hey, what can I say? Sometimes I'm a trendsetter. Sometimes I'm not. But I know you like that idea about using our big for mouthwash. So thank you. That's all I'm going to say. Is thank you. Oh, I could never work for somebody like that, Cohen, because my problem is I probably really, 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 really like it. All right, Richie Z. Thanks, man. Oh, they are popping up down there. I mean, in Texas. I mean, I hear about it. And it's like, wow. Cheers, man. Thank you. Stolen overproof is the overproof in a 375 bottle and 123 proof in 6-year-old, $20. It is a lot more ester. Oh, okay. I don't know much about that particular one. Perfect. Thanks, man. It's always great to have people on. That's for sure. I mean, really enjoyed it. Really enjoy you on there. It's great to have this kind of interaction, and having 20, 30 people, actually on. It's busy, but I can manage that. I don't know how some of these do it when they get into 50, 75, 200. It's just redonkulous. There's just no way you could physically keep up with the chat with everything going on. And, whew, yeah. I mean, I watch some of the other bigger channels, but it's just, wow. It's tough. That's for sure. Oh, yeah. I'm cruising on along, going through the chat. I'm just going down here and catching up. They will say hello for 10 minutes. It is tough. I know. I mean, just going through the chat for me took almost that, just catching the people that come on. But, like I said, I feel you, if you don't do it, you're just being rude. And I try to watch to see if somebody new pops in, but it's tough. That's for sure. It's tough. Yeah, it's tough to keep up with that. Oh God, you guys are cracking me up. But yeah, it's just the first couple minutes. Yeah, exactly. It's just like it on every stream. Yep, yep. Well, like I said, Dana, that's why uh, I'll put my. Hold on for a second. Let me just pop it up there. So there's different people. They'll email me, and I'll say, hey. I'll send out a mass email. Hey, do you want to do just a private stream? Like I said, it's not out or anything like that. This is the date. This is the time, blah, that we're going to do it. If it works for you, let me know. And I will send you the stream link. Boom. And you can come on. And when I see you pop up, I just put you in the stream. Like I said, we're not live. We're not broadcast to the world. That's it. And so it's more one-on-one type of just, hey, what did you get? Yeah, I picked up this, I got that, blah, 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 blah. And other than the 6, 8, 9, 10 people that are on, because I don't go over 10, that's it. There's no more. It's full as full. So, like I said, I've had two, and it's been good. I mean, it's just like sitting here like we're chatting right now. So it's pretty neat. So like I said, you can shoot an email, say, hey, I'd be interested, just send it. And if you're more interested, great. If not, can't make it, fine. But, it's just another way just to sit, hang out, and talk about whiskey. But you're not live to the world like we are. Oops, sorry. I'm just going to cut that off right there. Bam. Go back there. There we go. So I've never seen Foursquare. Going, I know what it is. Never seen it, other than pictures from, let's just say, you posted one or someone else posted one. Really? Man, oh day. See, I'm not much into rums, but I have tasted rums that are pure, no sugar or junk added to make it frou-frou is what I call it. Big difference. So let me just say, it's not a Captain Morgan's. I'm not knocking that brand, but it's not a Captain Morgan's rum. So when you drink a real rum, like from the Dominican or something like that, it's flavorful. It's actually good. So I'm like, wow, that was amazing. A friend of mine got one from there, and he brought it back. And some of the stuff, and don't laugh, it's literally got twigs and leaves and crap shoved into the bottle, and it's the way it's aged and fermented. And I didn't want to try it, but I did, and it was like, holy smokes! And you knew you were drinking something. It wasn't no weak crap. Trust me, it will curl your toenails. It was a good sipper, but you have too many of them, you'll be sorry. I've never seen it, Cullen. Honestly, I'll have to pay a little more attention to it, but I just honestly I haven't seen it. And it's funny, the the store I have here, like not far from me, doesn't have the same stuff the store like 10 miles away does. It's kind of odd, but I guess they base it on the clientele or whatever. But as far as I'm concerned, the income of the area, if that's what they're going by, is pretty much the same. If particularly one, because I know what the housing prices are, and I know what the prices of the houses around there are to the prices of where the other store is at. It just doesn't make sense, but it is different. And I've had to actually go to the opposite one on the other side of town for me to pick up a particular store pick of a oh my gosh, see what happens? I know what I want to say. A redemption. Gosh, I can't believe it slipped my mind. A redemption that I've been looking for, and so I had to go there and get it. And when I went in there, I'm like, well, they've got this and they've got that, but they don't have that at my store. It doesn't make sense, but that's just how it goes. (2008). All right. Is that this? Is I don't look here. Have I not seen any of the Lagavulin 12s? Are you talking about the Lion's Fire 2021 special release? If you have a bottle of that, I will pour a glass of it and we will drink it together. So if that's what you are talking about, yes, I have. Or are you talking about a 12-year-old Lagavulin? So yes, sir, I do actually have that bottle. Hold on. Oh, can you imagine that? Right at my grubby little paws grasp. But yes, I do have that. Very good pour. Very good pour. And that is on my that's too much. Um I spent 154, I think, on this one. It wasn't over that. So for the sake of argument, 150. So yeah, no, and I know where there's more because they got more in. So I'm kind of on the fence on to get a backup. Well, I'm not on the fence. It's just I spend my money on other things. So, but no, it is very good. I don't blame you. There's just some things that's just not worth paying for. You know, damn, that's true. Some crazy kitty made me go get that. Basically, told me if I didn't, they would make my life miserable. And I believed them. So I bought it. And good choice. I think 170 is a lot for it. I do. I thought the price I paid was pushing it. And I'm going to agree with you on that for the I'm going to agree with you on that at the 145, Daniel. I think that honestly would be right. Like Sugar Kitty says, 140 on the Lions Fire for him. So, but like I said, if I ordered it and stuff online, or next time Sugar Kitty flew out here and hand delivered that to me, for me, and then it's a wash. So I might as well just buy it here. Oh yeah, 16s, they're 150. Yeah, I have to agree on that. Oh yeah, them cats are crazy. Yeah, Sugar Kitty, he'll tell you, them cats are something else. But I actually enjoy it, and because you mentioned it, I'm gonna finish this one off. Mm. And just for you and Sugar Kitty, guess what I'm going to pour? Right here. Just because. I've got a glass. Let me pop this thing because I don't think I've had a pour out of this in a while. Yes. Oh, look at that. Heaven. Let me turn that around for you, Daniel H. Let me get it out of there. There we go. Here we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that beautiful, beautiful juice in there. Yeah. Don't mind my ugly puss coming through the bottle. All right. Don't be jealous, Ben. Here, listen. There you go. Sound of deliciousness being opened right now. Let me put that up for you so you can just watch the. Oh yeah. Look at that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Really is good. I mean, it really is good. The other one that's good. Get your bottle, Sugar Kitty. Get it. The other one that's really good too is if it's available around you, Daniel, is the Oben 12 Twin Foxes. Yeah, this is a really good one too. It's the 2021 special release. It's good too. I don't know what to say. It's good. But at the price point, it's like, yeah, 129. Yeah, I think that's fair. I honestly think that's fair. Oh, see, I've never tasted that. That's like, ex bourbon at 58.3. Oh gosh. I can't even find that, Cohen. Can't even find that at all. That would be something nice to have. Hey, supper is supper, brother. You got to get it. Oh my gosh. One thing I like about this, and I've said it over and over again, and Sugar Kitty will say the same thing. I just get this is the sweetest, like, I call it a sweetbread note from the malt. I just love smelling this. I mean, I could nose it all day. It's great. I mean, honestly, I love the nosing on this. Really, really, really good. Really good. I got to find it to be able to get it. Well, tell you what, when I do different scotches, I generally will start, if I'm even at 40 ABV, that's where I start. And then I work my way up to stuff like this. Because if I start up here, for me to flop down to 43, 46 ABV, no, I can't. I have, and it's been okay, but no. Oh yeah, but I just love the nose on this thing. Just love it. Like I said, I can't even find that here. But one day, Vegas will catch up. Yeah. Well, I still got some Ardbeg 10 left, so you know I'm good right now. But I um, definitely would pick it up because I I I want, how will I say this? I want to keep I want to keep my I want to keep my supplies uh, available. In other words, I want to have some stuff that's readily available on hand, so I can just keep going to it. Wow, that really is good with shipping. That's really good, and that's a really good bottle right there. The PAC01, really good. Yeah, well, you've been telling me that, and I'm probably going to have to definitely have to do that, even with the exchange rate, so on and so forth. But I mean, you're talking for that bottle here, 35, $40 less, like you said, even with shipping. So yeah, I'll wait a week, 2 weeks, whatever, save $40. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a little more than that for mine, but it's getting there. Now the OLCO1 is here, um, but I think it's too high at 140. I keep looking at it, but I just haven't pulled the trigger because I think it's just, I think it's overpriced. I mean, I damn well want it, but I think it's overpriced. Yeah, I've seen that whiskey exchange, and yeah, it's not. There's nothing economical about that particular one. Oh, that Kilcoman Loch Warm. Yeah, I'm hearing nothing but good on that particular one. I mean, really. people are talking about that, saying it's good. I'm just worried that, it's really going to start spreading like fire, and people are going to be like, oh yeah, I got to have it. I got to have it. I got to have it. Which it's a good pour. There's no doubt about it. It's a great pour. Um, it's just, what price are you going to get it for? That's the thing. I know you're not the only one to tell me that, but everyone has a particular price point they'll pay for something, and to me, that's it's not much over. We're talking $25, $20 that I feel is acceptable. Um, so that's why I keep looking at it and looking at it. And there's a couple more, so it's not like it's the only one on the shelf. So it's like, and everyone tells me, just like the other one, it's really really worth it. All right, man, enjoy. And I can understand that. And if I was going to do something like that, Cohen, I agree with you. I'd have to buy a couple of different bottles uh, to really save the money and get it sent here. So yeah, and so that's what I do sometimes. Like, even when if I'm out and about, I generally don't buy a bottle. If I'm out and about, and I'm especially on the side of town, I will buy multiple things, and that's terrible. But sometimes I don't get to that side of town, and I do know it's a decent deal. In some places here, you spend X amount of dollars, you can get another $10 off. It doesn't seem like much, but it all adds up, and you walk out of there spending 100 to maybe $120 less than you would if you bought it, when I say locally, within X amount of miles of me, and I had to go to a few places. Hey, let's just say $100 is $100. No, I have got to get a Kalila. I have got to get a Kalila, even if it's just the standard expression. I have got to get one. Everyone says I've got to get one. Now I don't say I've tasted it. So I haven't tasted it by itself, but I have the Johnny Walker Green, the 15-year, that has the Linkwood, the Talisker, the Kalia, and I forget what other one is. They're all single malts, 15-year-old, and they blend them together. Of course, you know the story, but that was a good pour. I mean, really, that was a really good pour. I told you about that, Ben. That Loch Orm is great. The Bunnahabhain, I don't have any of that yet. Uh, the 10 cask strength, all day great, but we don't even have batch 13 or 4. We have nothing here. Nothing here. Yeah, well, I still I still want that, but yeah, I'm not in any particular hurry, Cohen. I mean, really, I'm not. Got some things coming up that I'm going to drop money on, and have nothing to do with whiskey, but it's just one of those things that you got to do, besides here at the house, and then getting ready to open up our camp and do things like that. So I don't have any needs or big desires to go out and, spend a few C notes on whiskey right now. I mean, if something's there and I feel it's a good deal, I'm not saying I won't, but yeah, I agree. And I have done that. I mean, I've saved up different things just because, I didn't buy anything this week, next week, or something like that. And then I go hunting on a Saturday and come home with 3, 4, 5 different bottles. But No, it's a good point going. I mean, honestly, it's a good point. Uh, I haven't had Oogie or the Loch Gorm. However, from what people have said, Loch Gorm over the Ugadale, but the Ugadale in itself is good. Don't get me wrong. But from everything that people have told me, Ben, is that Loch Gorm is like the bomb. Okay. Mm. Uh, Sugar Kitty, did you pour the lion's fire or did you resist the temptation? Oh my gosh, this stuff is just, this is really, really good. But I just love the nose of all. I mean, yes, it's good flavor, great finish, good viscosity on this lion's fire, but oh, I just love the nose on it. The nose is just fantastic. I don't get, some people say, oh, well, the higher proof gives me, the ethanol, blah, 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 blah. But no, I don't get that. So, Sugar Kitty, did you pour the lion's fire or not? That's what I wanted to know. I started out as on Scotch, Daniel, like 30 years ago. I just, I, some people said I went to the dark side when I left Scotch and went to bourbon, but um, I don't know. I just did the profile, the flavors of the bourbon compared to the Scotch at the time that I was into, and I don't even remember, but I know definitely one of them was my Glenfiddich. But uh, I just went from there, and then I actually got away from everything like that for ooh close to 20 plus years. It was only in the last year that I just re-ramped everything back up to what you see behind me and everything else. I mean, it pretty much started when I was home convalescing from rotator cuff surgery in November of 20 that started me on this rabbit hole thing again, watching Whiskey Tube. And it has sparked my interest again. And then one bottle led to three, led to six, led to 12, led to, I won't tell you. So, but I've always enjoyed Scotch. And now that I'm back into it, I'm enjoying it more because I'm a lot older and I've learned to appreciate everything for the craft that went into the spirit to make it. So that's what I enjoy from it. Not getting stone drunk or anything like that, or you know, I enjoy it for what it is. I mean, I might have three, four, five pours or so, but I enjoy just sitting here having a sip and just doing what we're doing. Oh, Sugar Kitty, you just can't help but know something like this. I mean, I'm I'm with you. I mean, I love sipping on it, but God, the nose on this is fabulous. No one can change my mind on that. Honestly, it's great. My favorite American so far this year, you know, my favorite that I've been going after has been a very economical one. It's my Redemption High Rye Bourbon that I've been going after, and it's a store pick from. I'll use Cohen's term, total swine. Damn, it's just good, and I have about that much left in the original bottle, and I got a backup from the other store I was saying that doesn't carry the same stuff as my store does. And so I just don't know if it's going to quite taste the same. But that, and then the next one is the Wilderness Trail. And now I've got a few store picks of that, and they're just phenomenal. I mean, I don't have like a single one, but if you're asking me right now, and what I've been pouring is that more, along with the Hirsch here lately. Now that it's opened up, I've been really enjoying that right now. Correct. Correct. I haven't. At least that. Maybe 22, 23 years. And before that, I really wasn't a collector. I was just a swiller. Before that, yeah, that was it. And gin, I love gin and tonics, particularly Tanqueray and tonic. But then if I was just drinking gin on the rocks, it was Bombay Sapphire with at least 2 olives. Had to be. That was fantastic. No, I'm a late bloomer. Maybe like everyone else in college, you drank everything and anything, so you've got your experiences over with. Um, I just got older, more refined, let's say, and realized that uh, I enjoy the spirits for what they are, for the craft that went in them, and the flavor. And like I said, the nosings on some of these are just, oh, it's just fantastic. It's just fantastic. And so yeah, I'm not an actual beginner. The neophyte thing. So I was in a fraternity. When you pledged, you were a neophyte, meaning beginner. So bourbon neophyte. It's kind of it's just a name I picked because it's unusual, and most people can't say neophyte. They're not sure what it is because it's not something you hear every day. So I wanted a name that was kind of catchy. So bourbon neophyte. That's pretty much how that came up to be. So a lot of people assume that, oh, he's new. That's fine. I don't care. I don't consider myself an aficionado. I don't consider myself an experienced connoisseur. I have said I'm more of a connoisseur than anything. But you know, uh, it's like anything. I've just moved along and developed my palate and everything else that goes with it. Well, I do like to. It drives my wife crazy because I just don't buy a bottle because it's there or I've heard about it. I will look at a lot of them and then I tell her I got to go back and read about it. I got to go back and scratch on it a bit and talk to, let's just say, you, Cohen, Sugar Kitty. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What's your views? Da 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 da. And then I form a hypothesis and do my best educated guess to say, okay, yeah, the consensus is that's a good bottle. So I'm going to buy it. Um, I don't always open my mouth on things because if I don't know, I don't know. Um, if I'm confident about something, yeah, I'll put my 2 cents in, but everybody's opinion is their own and everybody's palate is their own. You like what you like, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I may tease people about it, but if that's what you like, that's what you like, and that's exactly what it comes down to is that's exactly what you like. And so one of the questions that always comes up is that how do you drink your bourbon? Well, I always drink mine neat, and like I said before about the water, I wasn't a big fan of it. However, it has its place, and now I've learned, yes, it does, and drop means a drop, and that drop sometimes can really make a difference in your whiskey. So I have incorporated that. I don't do it every time. I don't do it um, regularly. It's more like on occasion. Occasionally, I will add water to things, but I just prefer it neat, just like it was intended to be enjoyed, and go from there. Uh, the standard redemption, Daniel. I do love the 10-year. The 10-year is phenomenal, but now it went up to like $110 here. I mean, it only went up about $15 from where it was. I think it was at 95 last time I had a bottle, which I thought it was a little on the high side, but it was so worth every drop of it. I just haven't replaced it, and then it just had become hard to find. So, Sugar King, I'm telling you, isn't it just fan damn tastic? I'm I'm still got it right here, man. It is just wonderful. And now I'm behind on chat because I'm BSing. Well, it is, and like I said, when you come up with something like this, you gotta figure out something that makes people go, "What?" and makes them want to look further. Uh, Maybe it's from my days of being in sales and other things. It's that thing to entice people to look further. I was a business major in school, so and anyway, you wake up every now and then, you do learn something. Anyway, oh, dude, this is what this is all about. No one's perfect. Everybody has their differences of opinion and stuff like that. Um, it's just that I always tell people this doesn't rule me. I do this because I enjoy it. I don't do it to get drunk. I don't drink every single day. Um, Mostly on my days off, or usually on a Thursday, Friday. Mondays and Tuesdays I call them my dry days. I just don't. I don't know. I can, but I just don't. And it's uh I think it's just a good thing to do, is to take a break from it every so often, even a dry week, as you can see some people say. But no, no, it never is getting worse, Sugar Kitty. Uh, every time I go back to it, it just makes me want more and more and more. But I have about that much willpower when it comes to that bottle. I mean, there's just a small space between my finger and my thumb, and it's very tough not to come to that and just. I know you know what I'm talking about. It's just that nosing. It's just it's fabulous. Oh, Sugar Kitty is in Nirvana, Ben. Nirvana. Let me tell you. Oh, do it, dude. Enjoy that thing. The enthusiast bottle. Uh-huh. Exactly. It isn't. Actually, it is not. I can, let me just say, I think I can count in the last, since November of 20, how many times that, yeah, I've gotten a little tipsy from just being on this stream or other things like that. But I'm in my own four walls. So I leave this room and go to the bedroom. It's not a problem. So I've wondered about that. And I've asked that Cohen, and I've tried that smoke at high voltage. What is it, 56 or 58 ABV? I didn't think it was bad for non-age stated. And I asked them at, let me use your term, Total Swine. And my guy there is pretty good. He goes, he hasn't been able to find out exactly where they source their stuff from. But if my memory serves me correctly, he mentioned that because he has had Kalila, sorry, and there was some similarities, but he's never compared the two side by side. So, it's I'm that close to actually buying a bottle of it, Cohen. As a matter of fact, I set it back down last month, and my wife said, "You keep picking that bottle up," and I actually had some of it at Total Swine. They poured it for me. They didn't have one open, but it's one of their partner brands or whatever they call it. And the guy I know there said, "Well, I'm going to open it for you because you're a customer and you requested it." So he went and got permission. He opened the bottle, and he gave me a nice little sample of it. And I got to sip it for a little bit, and I go, this isn't bad for non-age stated. And I like the ABV, so I can only imagine what it would be after you drank it down a little bit and let it open up in the bottle. Um, the other one that I do have from them is this one, and I did a little review on it. Let me set this down. Is this one, the Craig Isle, the Scottish Island malt, and it's only 40 ABV. But you know what? It's lightly peated. It is peated, but it's lightly peated in my opinion. Uh, it's just a good, just knock around type of sipper for, I don't know, what was this thing? $25 at Total Wine. So I thought it was fine. It's not anything stellar. It does have, sorry, I'm not talking into the mic. It does have that little bit of youngness to it. It's nowhere near as refined as the Lagavulin 12 Lions Fire, by no means. So don't think it's that. However, this week I probably had 2 or 3 pours out of that as my nightcap after I get home from work and just sitting back and unwinding. I mean, it's nothing complex. It's nothing mind blowing. It's just good at the price. I just wish a little higher ABV, and I said 43 would be acceptable. I think that would really improve it. But anyway, all right, man. That don't make you a bad person, Daniel H. That's for sure. So someone said that I had, well, you guys may know Bourbon calls me Scotch neophyte. Okay. But there's other people said, you ought to switch from bourbon to do Scotch streams. And I said, well, I kind of do both. On the one, I says, because I kind of thought about it too, because there's so many bourbon channels per se compared to just Scotch channels, particularly here in the States. So I've just decided to split it. Some days I talk about Scotch, some days I talk about bourbons, some days like today, I'm on the left or Scotch is on my right today. So I'm on the right. So it doesn't make a difference. But um, one of these streams that people say is, they like these smaller uh, streams like I'm doing right now, that there's just a few people in the chat. So when I do those private ones, think it's this same thing. It's this same type of format, but yet we're not live, but we have these types of very, very candid, conversations and things, but it's only amongst the people that are actually, and when I say on the stream, but we don't broadcast like I'm broadcasting now to what I call the world. So I'm not, copyright striked or anything like that, because it's just like a Zoom call. Let's put it that way. It's just like a Zoom call that boom, we hang and so on and so forth. And we can discuss whatever the heck we want, and be ourselves without, what I try to say, having the decorum that I do on the channel, because I want to have the conversation like we're having now. So that's what I'm just saying. And so, like I tell people, you want to do that. It's just what we do, but I only have room for X amount of people. And there was one time I did have over it. And so I thought about doing, I know it sounds stupid, but like a Zoom, but where I can have more than 10 people. But then what's the manageable number? Do you know what I'm saying? That we can have a conversation, because of the pandemic and stuff, we've all had to, let's just say, do more online stuff like, excuse me, this. And when you have, let's just say 15, 20 people at a meeting, how really hard it was to, I don't want to say get a word in edgewise, but to have a conversation. So, it's just the way it goes. I mean, so, but, well, they, but Z Man, just like we're saying here, I didn't realize you made that comment until just now, because I'm not that I'm not paying attention to chat, but these are when I'm in that other chat, that private group, this is how it is. I mean, the people just that I talk with love it. And I said, some of them were in the chat today, but I don't bring them up, and I'm not going to bring them up, but it's just a way to have this same type of more adult dialogue about all this stuff. So anyway, it's just what it is. And that's always a possibility. Oh, I'm sure it is. I just have never seen it here. And I love the cast strength. I mean, I'm drinking the Lagavulin now. I just think it's wonderful. And Sugar Kitty will tell you, if he hadn't turned me on to this and basically just really said, buy it, you're not going to regret it. I haven't regretted it one bit. And even though I love to drink it, the nosing on it, it's just, I just, I get the same note on a lot of malt scotches, but this one is like the epitome of nosings. It's just fabulous. I can't say it enough. Fabulous. Wow. Really? Wow. Oh, yeah. Um, that's one of the things that had come up in some of the other, like I said, the private chats, Daniel, is that the people that were tuning in saying the stream that I'm doing, and it was totally, when I say unintentional, it's just the teacher in me, let's say, and I'm using that term because my wife's a teacher, but how I want to educate people on not necessarily drinking, no, but the spirit, the what I'm talking about, the craft, and listening to the experiences of others, and pretty much it. It's not about slamming down shots. Those days are over. We all did it more than twice. So yeah, that's not it. It's just this particular type of discussion. You know, it was darker. You bring that up. Now I'm thinking about it when it was a little darker. Um, and that's a total wine. I think it's about the same price here. I could have bought it for, let's see, yeah, for about 52. They had a $4 off. They had a special. I think it was last month or month before, but I'm not going to harp over $4. But uh, so have you actually tried that yet, Cohen? The smokehead. I mean, actually sat with it and had a few pours, let it open up, and went back to it, or you haven't cracked it. You know what I'm saying? Or because not that I'm on the fence, but I really would like to do that. And if you actually have that bottle, now you would make me go get it, and then we could actually compare and say, this is what I got, blah, 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 because I like to know if other people have this same stuff. Well, this is what I got. Well, what are you getting out of it? What did you find out about it? Is it Kalila? Is it Talisker? Is it, but that's the thing to find out is where did they source that whiskey from? Well, that's funny you should say that. Before it was Bourbon Neophyte, I thought of that. I thought of that. And I don't know, I just went with Bourbon Neophyte because at that particular time, that's exactly what I was drinking, was just bourbon. Well, it keeps it real, doesn't it? It keeps it real because I don't read every single one because great that people say hi, hello, this, that, and the other. But you know what? I don't think most people, Daniel, want to see it on the stream. I mean, it's fine. It's great. I love everybody knows everybody. It's just like one big family. It's just like when you do walk into your favorite bar and you go in and everybody yells out Norm, even though your name isn't Norm, but they see you so much. But I'm being funny. But yeah, I like that. And yeah, it's just to me, it's like okay, let me blow through all of this, that, and the other because to me that's just fodder. You know what? I don't know where he went. I don't know where he went. I don't know why or what. Honestly, I have no clue what. He was there, and I was setting him up, and he left. I don't know. Honestly, have no idea. But if I ever see him on a stream again and we're on a chat, I'll just ask him. But I don't know. Let me put it this way. I'm not going to say who it was, but you all know who it was if I said the name. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I was joking when I said he had the gift of gab. Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't. So I was just being a little on the sarcastic side, but I don't think that had anything to do with it. Honestly, I don't think that had anything to do with it. But I honestly don't know. Do not know. Might come out, might not. I don't know. But I sure hope the person didn't take any offense to it because there was none intended whatsoever. Yeah, yeah. No, but I've heard about Penelope. I have not uh, experienced it or anything like that. What? Really? Hmm. Smokehead, high voltage, right? It's a silver um, tube, correct? With skull on it, blah, 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 blah. I think, if I remember correctly, high voltage across the front, 58, 56 ABV. Let me know if I'm right or wrong kind of on that. But I think that's what it was. But it certainly wasn't um, at that price for me at Total Swine. But this is me all the time. This is me all the time. All right, don't start a war here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They are Sugar Kitty. They are there in New Jersey. I don't know why. Well, yeah, I knew it was on that side of the world. I just didn't think it was where you are. Well, it's probably not where you are in New Jersey, but it's in the state of New Jersey. But I knew they were on the East Coast, somewhere there. But I was thinking more, Connecticut, Massachusetts, something like that. But you're right. I should know better. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, Cullen's a good dude. I enjoy him here in chat, just like I actually enjoy everybody that's in here. It's just good having people that have the knowledge to talk about the different stuff, and then truly when there's some incorrect information, uh, have their facts down and can straighten it out because um, a lot of it can get confusing or misconstrued. So that's why you always hear me say sometimes, hey, if Cohen's in here or Sugar Kitty's in here, or I mention certain people by name because one, I don't know, but two, I'm not particularly glued on the chat because I might have people in stream. I specifically will call things out and maybe repeat that or have it up on the screen like I do there, uh, so we can get the right information to everybody. Because to me, that's important, to have that information. And I also like that Cohen puts different prices out there, though, makes me envious. Uh, but prices are what they are. It depends on where you are. Um, but yeah, and anyway, it's just good to have. Oh, okay. They're close to Newark and very close to another guy you see here in the chats, but they live closer to me. Oh, okay. All right. Well, now I got it. They're your neighbors. I absolutely believe you. Well, yeah. But again, so is Sugar Kitty, and so are you. And Z-Man. And, like I said, everyone has that hanging AZ. Everybody knows a little something about something. It's not everything. I mean, you're not all encyclopedias. Well, I think everybody that's on this channel right now knows what an encyclopedia is. So, you know, um, but it's just great. Is Mike on there? I didn't think Mike was on there tonight. I thought it was Big Vic. Okay, production in there. Okay. All right. Well, it is because we're all being, just this interactive where it's easier to communicate. And so, like I said before, when I have the private chats and we're not actually live broadcasting to the world, this is it. You only have 10 people, unless I do expand it to like a Zoom type call and then send the stuff out. Other than that, yeah, it's this type of conversation going on and on and on and on. But we're not looking at chat. We're talking to each other like you're in front of me. Okay. But you know where they are. That's all that counts. Well, they had to get rid of it somewhere, James. Come on. Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? I am so sorry. And I'm just kidding, James. Ask Sugar Kitty. Sugar Kitty would know. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with you, Sugar Kitty. It's just what you get. It's what they sent over there. Because if talking to like Chris Taz and them, um, why are they? And I'm being sarcastic. Why are they on Stag 6 and we're on 17? Is it because it's the land of Oz? Who knows? Sorry, James. Wow. There's your way to find out. The man that's got the direct link. I don't remember Jason having them on, Sugar Kitty, but he's had a few guests and doesn't necessarily mean that I was up on every one of them. that's what I was referring to. Getting stuff over there, yeah, it's tough. Oh man. Hmm. I don't care. There's just a drop left in here, but the aroma is just amazing. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. That was a great pour. You know I'm going to resist the urge to get another one out of Lion's Fire. I'm not going to do it. But the thing is once you have the higher ABV to try to bump yourself back down into something else, it just doesn't go over well. So, yeah, James, just let him know. And I'm sure he'll see you in chat somewhere. And when he sees you, he can let you know. But it's just good to have these connections. Get it right from the horse. Instead of talking to the tail, you talk to the head. I, I I can appreciate that, James. That is a that is a straightforward thought right there. Straightforward. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up for the night. If you all want to go over and see Livewire, I'm gonna pop over there for a minute just to say hey and chat. But it has been a pleasure talking with everybody here, and particularly this what I call quieter time here towards the end of the chat has been really, really good. Great conversation with some great people, and really enjoyed this stream tonight. And hey, do me a favor, tell your friends about the channel, forward the link, whatever you want to do. Tell people, hey, come and check it out. Be much appreciated. And I can't just sign off without a pour of something. Hold on. I have a fresh glass, and since I'm on Scotch, I'm going to stay there. And since I had a high ABV, oh, what the heck. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay up there and do the Oban 12 because this is, what was I say? Yeah, 56.2. So I'm going to stay up there and toast everyone out with this fine thing right here. Really, really good. Let me get myself another little drop. There we go. Just don't want to yank the cork out. This has been delicious. Get a little taste. Yes, got a little taste in there. Well, more than a taste, but that's okay. Put this back in there. Yeah, like I said, you can't go up to 56, 58 ABV and then go down to something else. Well, I could have opened up that tomato and cast strength, huh? That's all right. Anyway, God, this has been wonderful. The nosing's good on this, but compared to that Lion's Fire, God, that Lion's Fire is heaven. Cohen, here the Oban 12 cast strength is about, I want to say 124, maybe 134. They're just not everywhere. I figured Total Swine would have them. They do not have them here. The other big one here, a discount place. Nope. I kind of find them more in the what I call the mom and pop places that maybe only have 1-2 stores, something like that. One place I did find them was absolutely bonkers on the price. And I absolutely told them, I go, if you get that for that, great, but it is definitely not a $175 bottle at all. So, but again, price is subjective. It's what somebody's willing to pay. And if that's what they want and they feel it's good, they're going to pay it. But again, like I said, we all have that point to where I'll pay up to this, but now you're pushing it to get me to go after that. But yeah. No, I pretty much got the collection other than that, not here, but I know where it is. They don't have the Talisker. They do have the 13 in the Mortlatch. They have the 19 in the Singleton. Of course, they have the Lion's Fire, the Twin Foxes. Oh, they also have the limited release. What is it? 25 or 26-year-old Lagavulin. Yeah, that's almost $2,000 if you want that. But that's, to me, is definitely not worth it. But I did see somebody buy one. I'm like, damn. Anyway. So yeah, I'm going to say it's about that. Like I said, I think it was 124 or 134 here, Sugar Kitty. So it's not that outrageously priced here compared to you there. And they have a few of them. They're just not flying off the shelf because people, when you get over that C note, they just don't want to spend the money. And I'm good with that because I'm going to need a backup. So. Now, don't spread rumors, Ben. Don't spread rumors. Yep, I are done because we could just end up going and just chit-chatting about bull for a while. So really, cheers, everybody. Have a great night. Great to see you and look forward to seeing you again next weekend. Cheers, everybody. See you over at Livewire.